The question is, what made us so successful? We have been able to master the art of bridging the gap between the classroom and getting a job so that you hit the ground running from the very first day. And some of the strategies we have put in place to achieve this.
All right. So a good evening, a good afternoon. I believe you can hear me clearly. So hello everyone. Hello everyone. How are you doing today?
Hi, Brahma.
Okay. Sure.
It's nice to have you here.
Hi, Olawale. A good evening. How are you doing today?
Very well. It's nice to see you.
Okay, likewise. So welcome everyone to today's session, and we'll be jumping right in. But our usual tradition before we proceed and get all serious with the master class, I want to know how exactly are we doing? How are we doing? How's our day going? Are we enjoying, or is today just are we just surviving throughout today, or we are actually enjoying ourselves? Okay, so I need a response in the chat, guys. Come on, come on. I need more responses. So Oluwafemi is saying he's fine. That's nice. I need more responses, guys. And I also want to know, where exactly are you joining us from? Okay, so that's like the amazing thing of you being or of you joining the virtual training program. So you get to interact, you get to communicate, you get to meet different people. Okay, so I need more responses from us. Where are you joining us from? I can see Elijah from Benin City. Interesting. I can see Infinix from Nigeria. Come on, come on. I think you should rename yourself. So I can see Olufemi from Ghana, and Chicago is saying she's doing fabulous over there. That's interesting. So I can see Loretta. I need more responses, guys. I need us to respond before we get straight to the masterclass, and and they are all so focused. All right, so I can see our responses coming in. All right, that's nice, that's nice. I can see Opeyemi from Ogun State. I can see Stallman from the UK. I can see Adelson from Lagos. I can see Victor from Lagos. I can see Adam from Abuja. So welcome everyone to today's session. So the final thing that we'll be doing before we start. So I can see Damlola from Saskatchewan. Okay, I can see Ivy from Nigeria. So welcome everybody to today's session. And we are going to be learning a lot. All right, because most times we have this misconception that it's Adeza, it's Efemina, it's Brima. These guys have been in this industry for a long time. They know these things, right? And me, I am a beginner. How am I sure that I am going to survive and scale through? So we are bringing to you, to your, let's say, doorstep now in this scenario. We are bringing to you as superstars. We are bringing to you students that have gone through this process. Okay, so they've been at that stage, that current scenario where you are that you are scared, you are indecisive about, oh, should I proceed with this, or am I actually going to survive, or is it going to show me shaky, right? That's completely understandable. Okay, so we are bringing these guys to come talk to you, to come share their experiences. Okay, so you know they've been there. If they can excel, so you most definitely can. All right, so I can see more responses in the chat. Let's keep it coming. I can see a lot of persons from Nigeria. I can see some persons from I can see Saskatchewan. I can see the UK. I can see I believe somebody mentioned Ghana. So welcome everybody to today's session. Okay, so let me just pull up my slides and then we'll jump right in. All right, but let's keep our responses coming in. Okay, so all right, so kindly confirm that you can see my slide.
Checking.
All right, so can we see my slide?
Yeah.
I guess I'll just mute.
Yes.
All right, all right. Just give me a moment.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much. All right, so we'll be jumping right into our session for today. All right, so now I mentioned that sometimes we feel overwhelmed. Okay, sometimes we feel scared that, can I actually, with no background, like me reading chemistry, me reading biology, me reading, let's say, agriculture, like, can I actually transition into this tech industry? Okay, so today's session, we are going to be inviting our alumni to come speak to you. So you learn from their experiences. Okay, how exactly, what steps, what techniques did they take, all right, So effectively transitioning, right, from their previous background into the tech industry. So I want everybody on this call, if you are just joining us for the very first time and you don't have like a prior knowledge, I want you to take notes, because one way to learn faster is to learn from what mentorship, okay, from people's experiences. Trust me, you would fly that way. All right. Now I mentioned sit down, avoid distraction. You know, the logo for this year is I will not agree for anybody. So it's high time for you to be intentional about learning. So that's why I say all the time. Okay, so it's high time for you to be deliberate about acquiring this skill. All right, so we proceeding. Okay, now who are we at 10Alytics? Okay, so what gives us the right or the license to come speak to you about transitioning into the tech industry? Okay, so our main goal here at 10Alytics is to ensure that there's like a representation of the Black community, right, in the tech industry. Because most times when you see Black people, they're either, okay, working care jobs or they're working at the factories and the rest, right? But you need to know that it is 100% possible, right, for you to thrive in the tech industry. And that is our sole goal here at 10Alytics. So effectively help the Black community transition from having no prior knowledge, okay, into the tech industry. And we do so via a variety of courses like data analytics, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, Scrum Master, and then the cybersecurity program. All right. And then we have participants of our training program that have worked across various companies. So you know that this is 100% possible. Okay, so you could check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and their website. So you have like an overview of our vision here at 10Alytics. Okay, so moving forward, these are the founders of 10Alytics, right? They are the founders of 10Alytics. Okay, so they have experience. This is Adeza Suleiman, and then this is Efemina Ikpo, right? They have close to a decade experience in this tech industry. Okay, so they've gone around and they've noticed that, oh, there's actually a gap. There's a disjoint between us as Africans and then the tech industry. Okay, so that's how 10Alytics was bettered. Okay, to serve as the intermediary between you having no prior knowledge, right, and then acquiring that tech skill. All right, so if you are just joining us for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. This session is going to be so inspiring. Remember, I mentioned the fastest way for you to learn as an individual is to learn from what people's experiences, from mentorship, actually, because what will take you like a lot of time on your own. With the proper guidance, you'll be able to scale through. Okay, so welcome everyone, and we'll be moving on to today's session. So this is Olawale Adesina. I believe we saw him at the beginning of this session, right? He's the CMSO here at 10Alytics. He has a wealth of experience, and this is me. I am Barima Esiogena, and I'm a senior data associate at 10Alytics, and I always use myself as an example for every masterclass that I attend. Why? Because I have an engineering background. So how exactly is that relative, or how exactly does that correlate with data science? Okay, yes, you might say, oh, I did calculus, right? I did the other aspects of algebra and the rest that are like foundational and all. But this is me telling you that once you set your mind to do something under the right guidance, emphasis on that, you would scale through. So irrespective of your background, irrespective of the fact that you've not turned on a laptop before, right? Or you're not a tech guru, that's why we are here at 10Alytics, okay, to help you grow, to hold you through that process, all right, to remind you that, oh, you're actually not alone and you'll be able to scale through. All right, so what exactly are we doing today? Remember I said, if you are just joining us, that's perfectly all right. Okay, so welcome to 10Alytics. If this is your very first session, trust me, you're lucky today, because you'll be hearing from our superstar. They'll be sharing with you their experiences, how exactly they heard about 10Alytics, how they got their jobs, and how they've been thriving in their various industries. Okay, so first things first, we'll be having a chat with our 10Alytics alumni. Then moving on to why exactly do I need to choose a career in tech? Okay, so why do I inconvenience myself? Why do I need to break out from that consistent, or let's say from that mundane scenario that the blacks have been following for the past couple of years. Why do I need to venture into the tech industry? All right, then we'll be giving you information about our upcoming cohorts on the 3rd of February. And then finally, right, we'll be telling you about our stories of our participants, and then we'll be giving you information about a special discount that is still on. So welcome everybody to today's session. So we'll be jumping right in actually. All right, so let me just make a participant that we have co-host, and then we'll proceed to today's session. Okay, so just give me a moment, guys, and we'll jump right in. All right, so just give me a moment. Okay, so on this call today, we'll be discussing and we'll be meeting Babatunde Bolarinwa, right? He's a treasury trading analyst at Barclays Bank. Then we'll be having a conversation with Sonia Amadasun, right? She's a HR and business partner at the British American Tobacco at the UK. Then we'll be having a conversation also with Fola Oluwatosin. She's a data scientist at Synetics United Kingdom. And then we'll be having a discussion with Afolabi Adevara, right? He's a financial analyst at Coolbooks Nigeria. Okay, so hi Babatunde, hi Folabi, hi Fola, hi Sonia. How are you doing today? So do you mind? Can we see you? So we know that there's no bot that's talking to us behind the screen. Okay, so let me just spotlight you for
Hello,
everyone. So
everyone.
hi. It's so nice to have you in
Same
today's
here.
session. All right, so thank you for taking our time to impact people. Okay, so that's like a very good thing. All right, so let's see. Afolabi, Sonia, and then Fola. Okay, so can we have your cameras on? Hi, Sonia. So this is the person behind that face. All right. It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you
It's
for
so nice
having
to have you here.
me.
Yeah.
Hi, can you hear me, Brima?
Yes, I can hear you, Fola, but I think I cannot see you. I don't know if it's
Okay.
just my eyes, but I cannot see you.
Bear with me 1 sec.
All right then. So Afolabi, can we see you? Let me confirm. Afolabi, can you hear me clearly? Afolabi and okay, Fola is working on that. But Afolabi, can we see you? All right. So hi Fola.
Sorry. Yeah,
You're
sorry.
looking so
A
nice.
minute. I'll just join.
Oh, all right.
And you can hear me as well, right?
Yes, I can. I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Yes, I can. Fola, you're looking so nice. This wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful evening. All right. We're jumping right in. Okay. It's nice to have all of you in this session today, and I can feel the enthusiasm from the chat. Okay, so welcome to today's session. And as I mentioned before, I want you to share your experience, all right? Because most times some persons want to transition, right? They really, really want to take out their time and they really want to learn. But that fear of will I be able to do this? Okay, will I survive? Can I thrive? Is this actually possible? Am I making the right decision? Am I investing my time and resources into the right thing? Am I sure that I will do it? Like there's like a lot of conflict, and some persons are actually very scared. So I want you from your experience. So I'll be starting with Sonia. Can you share your journey into tech? Like at what point did you realize that, oh, I need to settle down and I want to go into tech? Sonia. Yeah, so I'm starting with you. All right, you're muted if you're speaking, Sonia.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So well, for me, I was planning to travel to UK for my master's degree program.
Okay.
And I felt the need to upskill, because if you're going to an environment that somewhere like the UK, outside your country, it's important for you to have those skills. So that was one of the things that made me decide that I was going to go into tech, and I have a background in HR, so I felt the need to, like what would actually be the tech skill that would match my background. So I felt data analytics was it for me. So I don't know that time if there was HR analytics, but I felt data analytics. Once I have skills in analytics, I could work as a HR analyst. I could even work as a data analyst. So for me, I just wanted a situation whereby I would have those skills when I travel abroad. I wouldn't settle for less. I would, get a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
job. So that was one of the motivation for me to go to
All right.
tech.
All right. All right. But did you have like a previous strong concrete background in analytics?
Not at
All
all.
right.
Not at all. So,
Yes.
like I said, I have background in HR. That's
Yeah.
my business background. So it wasn't anything to do with maths or calculations or anything. So I didn't have any background in tech. So
Yes. All right. All right. So thank you very much for that, Sonia. I have like a lot more questions for you, but I'll be jumping to Babatunde. Babatunde, you look so focused. It's like you have like pointers for us this evening.
I wish I
Hi,
could.
hi.
Hi, everyone. How are you today?
Yeah. Yeah, well, good. So welcome to today's session. So we have like a lot of enthusiasts on this call. All right, they want to venture into tech, but there's still that doubt in their mind. So can you like share your journey into tech? Right. So is it like is it related to your previous degree, or how exactly did you decide that, oh, I want to follow this career path and I'm going to like stick with it and be intentional about it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Brahma. It's my pleasure to be here today. Hi, everyone. Good evening and Happy New Year. So a few months ago, I was just in this position of, being invited to watch this kind of session, where I was introduced to the analytics and all that. For me, I recently completed my MBA in management, and my
Yeah.
undergraduate degree was in business admin. And prior to that, I had end in accounting. So my journey in tech actually commenced in 2018 when I did a, course in CompTIA A+. That just covers fundamentals of computer hardware and software. I was planning to become a computer engineer by the time, but I later forgot about it and just moved on because I was working in a bank and I was earning a good salary, and that went away. So during the lockdown in 2020, I picked an interest again and I enrolled in a business intelligence analyst course. It was free, but for a few months. So I just did that and also moved on. There was no stress about, moving into tech really. So when I moved to the UK in 2022, I felt I needed to, just move into a better role where I could, get better pay, where I could work flexibly, work from home and all that, and also get a job that could sponsor my work visa. So I enrolled for a course in BA, and I did the training, but I couldn't finish the project because I was doing two jobs at a time, so I could no longer cope. So I dropped out. So one day I was like, will I really continue this way? Doing two jobs, no time to upskill and all that. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to just, leave one job
Very-
and
Yeah.
create time to upskill and look for a good, paying job and all that. So at the time, I was working in a bank as a customer market expert and later moved to an RM role. And prior to that, I had worked in Nigeria as I've been in the banking industry in Nigeria for about 15 years. So I sat down and did an analysis of my, of myself. Sorry.
Yeah. Like you sat down to analyze and then think
Yeah.
that,
So
okay, this is what I want to do.
look at my SWOTs, my strengths, weakness, and what can I
Yeah.
do? So I decided to go into data analytics and started watching YouTube videos. I watched this guy, Alex the analyst, on YouTube. So that was good for me, but it wasn't really in depth, or there was no structured way of where I could learn that on that YouTube. So decided to look for a structured learning center where I could, learn and ask questions and, be good on the training. So here we are. So I joined Analytics in August last year, and here we are today, and I've got a new role today.
All right. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for sharing that. Okay, so one thing that you pointed out that caught my attention was you sat down and then you realized that I cannot actually continue like this. I believe that was like let's say a turning point for you where you had to like let go of one. I know that I really need to focus on learning this skill.
Yeah, exactly. Because at the time doing two jobs, day job,
Yeah.
night job, even the two jobs, the pay wasn't so great combined. And in this country, if you want to get a good job here in the UK, you have to be skilled. So I just felt, okay, I had to sacrifice a job and just try to upskill myself and get a better role that could pay more than, doing two jobs. And that was it for me. Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much for sharing that. So I have like a couple more questions for you, but I'll be jumping to Fola right now.
Okay.
Okay. So Babatunde works as a treasury trading analyst, right, to the Barclays Bank in the UK. All right. So all of the persons that you see on this call coming to speak to you, right, they effectively transitioned from having like minimal prior knowledge in their different fields, right? To being skilled in that area and then getting a job. Okay, so this is 100% possible for you, right? Because there's a reason why I am emphasizing on this. At the back of your mind, you that you're listening to me right now, okay, there might still be that sense of fear, that sense of doubt in your mind, but I need you to understand that it is 100% possible. All right, so Paula, hi, how are you? It's so nice to see you again.
Yeah, it's nice to see you too as well, Brima.
All right.
So, my journey, right?
Yeah, your journey and what motivated you to join 10Alytics, actually. Yes.
Okay, so I will start from my background. So I studied computer science for my national diploma, but this is our Nigerian study and all that. So it wasn't really like inside tech like that, like practically or more of that. So I proceed to a higher diploma as well, also in computer science in Nigeria. But what I would say about my practical experience is about website building, things like around HTML, CSS, stuff like the front end of the website. Yes, so that's just my practical strength. Then Nigeria, so I moved to the UK. That was year 2022. That should be about 2 years now. So considering my position now as a data scientist, so my transition was with the help of 10Alytics. So being in the UK, I really don't know much. I don't know how to get into the job market and all that. So I just tried a couple of things I could do. I did my CV myself. I tried to apply for jobs, but the jobs are not coming to me at all. So I was just at some point I was frustrated, like what do I do? What do I have to do? So the people around me, they kind of suggest, like most people, I mean most Nigerian here in the UK, what they do is the care job, the healthcare. So I was like, is this a job I would do? Or I actually have it in mind that I'm going into tech, but I don't know how exactly to, step into it or move into tech. But I just have that mind, like, this is what I wanted to do. This is my mindset why moving from Nigeria to the UK, but I really don't know how to go about it. And the people are like, in fact, most people here, they just do care jobs and all that. So I should just try care jobs. So there was, and I was just checking online one day. There is this guy, Kelvin Osai, always talking about care jobs and all that. So I saw his page. So it was now showing 10Alytics. It was pointing at that kind of, so I was like, this guy is always talking about care jobs and all that. So what does he say about
something different
about tech now? Okay, let me try. So that was how I just get to 10Alytics and all that. And yeah, now so I can say that that's my transition from being not too sure of how to get into tech to getting into tech now. So yeah, that's basically it.
All right. So thank you very much for sharing that, Fola. Okay, so now let me just emphasize on that. That's our main goal via 10Alytics. Okay, bridging the gap between the Black community and then the tech industry. So it is 100% possible for you as a Black person to thrive in the tech industry. So you should not be limited. Okay, so you should not limit yourself to care jobs or in terms of working in, let's say, in manufacturing firms and all. Okay, so all you need is for you to be intentional about growth. That's one. And the next phase would be you being on that mentorship. Okay, so thank you very much for that, Fola. Okay, so let me just hear from Afolabi before we move on to the other question. So Fola, somebody's asking, where are you working now? Okay, what company are you working with? Yeah, so they want to know.
Okay. Currently now, is someone saying something?
Okay, so I think that I'll just have to mute that person, probably like feedback.
So currently now, I'm working as a data scientist here in the UK, England.
All right.
So yeah.
So thank you very much for that. So I hope that answers your question, Buchi. Okay, so we'll really get to discuss with them further. All right, so let's see. Afolabi, yes, Afolabi, hi. How are you doing today?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me? So sorry.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
So
So
my
it's
name is so my name is Afolabi Atibara. So apparently, I think I'm the only one outside the box here. I'm not a data analyst. I'm a financial analyst. So I basically use what's the name? Basically use visualization, application to like kind of teach out information my for my clients and my also my boss. So aside from working for Kubox Nigeria, which is a startup firm that's into production of solar freezers, I also work as a consultant for TIDA Consulting, where I assist in financial modeling and all that. So let me start. How did I come
Yes, how
about,
did
or how did
you
I
journey
even?
into tech, and then how did you
So
hear about analytics? How did you journey into tech first of all, and then how did you, and
so
what motivated you to
so
join the
I
tech
believe,
program?
yeah, so I,
Yeah,
yeah, so I believe that. So for me, finance has always been like part of me right from year three. It has like part for me from year three back then in Unilag, where I met like a couple of friends that introduced me to investment banking and all that. So
okay,
leaving school, I actually wanted to be a stockbroker. So applying to companies and to stockbroking firms and all that wasn't coming true for me. So I was like, so what again can I do? It's not really coming and all that. So I remember that an offer came from the bank, a microfinance bank, for me to join and all that. So I think I joined the microfinance bank, but the accounting was not accounting for me. Like it wasn't just
wasn't
wasn't giving
giving,
it
wasn't giving at
wasn't giving the
all.
kind of vibe I wanted. It wasn't giving the kind
Yeah,
of vibe I wanted. And I remember as at then our boss wanted to know more about wanted to see visualization stuff and all that. See visualization
yeah,
stuff and all that. Wanted to see visualization stuff and all that. I'm so sorry. So wanted to see like more, wanted to see more of the visualization stuff and all that. And I was like, so how can we do this? Because it means that if I can do that, it means it's like more money for me and all that. I
yeah,
remember sitting down in the office one time like that, and I was literally going through my IG page, and I came across the 10 Analytics program where Nene was actually was the name talking about 10 Analytics and all that. So I was like, okay, let me even see what it's all about, because obviously before joining 10 Analytics, I think I'd had like two other programs from other places where I tried learn
yeah,
financial modeling, but it didn't give me that in-depth understanding I wanted and all that. So I remember I said, okay, let me just give a try for this master program. I remember I was on a Saturday during Atuna Wavy, like in Nigeria, if a Muslim, you understand, it's like doing that after fasting, after the break of fast for Muslim, the celebration and all that.
So it was
So
the
we're
time.
obviously having like a party downstairs because my dad's a Muslim.
Okay.
So we're literally having a party downstairs, and the master class was so deep. But I told myself I wanted to attend because I wanted to see Nene coming from the finance field and talking about dashboard visualization, how I can use visualization to like dish out information to my client and all that. I literally wanted to see it and all that. And I remember I said, no, I'm not going to join the party. I was going to sit there in my room and watch what Nene was about to do. Because obviously, I felt like I know Excel to an extent. So what again does she want to show me? So I remember that very afternoon when she did Power Query, when she used Power Query on Excel. Nah, I was mind blown because I remember back then the fixed assets fair where I was working, I literally used to write out the figures. Like I write it out in a paper first because it's a PDF format. So it means I have to write it out first in my sheet before I now transfer it to Excel. But when I saw Nene just did, she said, okay, let's go to Access Bank page, let's download their PDF and all that. And she put into Excel. Now I was mind blown. I was like, no, I got to learn. That's why I need to learn this. I need to learn this. So I remember taking up for the program and all that. I remember taking like signing up for the program and it's history now. It's history now. So I think that was my own work line.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much for that, Apolabi. All right. So you also mentioned something about you being intentional, right? At that point, you just have to know, okay, I have to sign up for this. That's absolute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So thank you very much for that. So are we coming back to you? Yeah, so we have like a lot more questions. Remember, I said they are like enthusiasts on this call. Okay, they really want to transition, but that fear is still there. So I believe with all of the conversations that we've been having from the start of this session, you now know, you're now convinced in your mind, in your heart that, oh yes, I can actually do this. Okay, so yes, I can actually transition successfully into the tech industry. All right, so Sonia, I'll be coming back to you. Yes, so hi again, Sonia.
Hi.
All right, so I just want to know, how did your training prepare you, right, for being an HR business partner? Okay, so how did it prepare you for your current job? Can you just share your experience? Okay, so those that are listening right now.
Okay, so the training I had,
and also your interview process too. How was it? How was it like? Yeah, so I would really love to know that.
Okay, so I actually, well, let me start from how when I decided I wanted to go into tech, I didn't know how I was going to do it. Well, luckily for me, one day I stumbled on 10Alytics on Instagram, and they were going to have like a masterclass session. So I joined the masterclass session, and it was Adeza who took that session, and it was on Power BI. So Power BI then was like a very big word, Power BI, like, but the way he demystified Power BI on that day, I was like really, really convinced. I'm like, yeah, something that sounded so big for me can be broken down into these tiny bits, then this is a good place to learn this and all of that. And so I decided to take the training, so did Power BI, did Excel, SQL, everything, and then worked on projects. So I had like a portfolio and all of that. So when I was done with my master's degree program, I started, get searching for jobs and all of that. So initially, so before we had also CV review sessions and all of that. So I had already prepared my CV. So because I completed the training when I got to the UK. I was still doing my master's. So I now dropped everything I've learned and focused on, it's not easy. Doing masters in the UK is really tasking. So I started applying for jobs. So when I started applying for jobs, I was using the normal CV that I had before. So I wasn't getting anything. So every time, unfortunately, So when I was now done, I got serious. Like, okay, let me go back to my 10Alytics training and all of that. So I went back to building my CV and all of that. So I started getting interviews, and then like that, but it keeps building, learn from one and all of that. So I now got stumbled on this job, which had everything I need. So I was applying for jobs in HR, applying for jobs in data analytics, just applying for jobs in those two area like that, HR analytics and all of that. And then I stumbled on this one where I'm currently working now. And, it was a role for HR business partner, but you must be proficient in advanced Excel, Power BI, and I think this is a perfect match. So I applied for the roles. Being a multinational company, of course, it's not easy to get in hard series of interviews. So before when I first did the test, and then I had a phone interview. So when I went to do an interview with the hiring manager, I contacted Adisa, I have come this far. I don't want to lose this, all of that. So I told him that I, just need, mock session, like interview sessions and all of that. So he connected me to one of the, facilitators. I had that session with her. It was really, really great. Like, it boosted my confidence, and I felt I was ready for the interview. In fact, as a matter of fact, I had that session with her like an hour to my interview, and I did, and it was mind-blowing. Of course, I had great feedback from the viewer that interviewed me for that session. So, but I would just say this because when I knew I did very well, but I had two, in fact, as a matter of fact. The second one I had again too. I still spoke with her, and after the first one was the last session. Yeah. So I had to speak with her and say, there's another one. So we did interview. I was very convinced I was going to get that job as a result of the feedbacks I got. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. It's like, what happened? So one day I just went to my LinkedIn. I was now checking. I now realized that all the things I said I know I can do, it wasn't reflecting on my LinkedIn. Then I noticed that the hiring manager had checked me on LinkedIn. That was when I now decided
so you had to update.
Hey, good.
ASAP.
So I now had to update my LinkedIn, put the 10Alytics training I did. I worked, because we had like an internship period that we did in 10Alytics after the
Yeah.
updated my LinkedIn with everything that was, updated it with the skills I had, started posting, started taking care of my LinkedIn page. Then one day I was just here, and then they called me back. There was the same role, the same what's it called? Was a different hiring manager, the same job description, everything.
Yes.
And I just went for the interview. I didn't even call anybody because I already had everything at the back of my mind. I was already, because I did very well that last time. So I just went for the interview.
Yeah.
I got the job. So that's how I got my job, Analytics helped me for the what's it called, the interview, even the LinkedIn, because they have that session as well. That's why it's important to take everything serious. The LinkedIn, you never can tell, your CV, everything should just be on point.
Exactly. So thank you very much for that, Sonia. Let me add to what you said. So we emphasize on, aside you learning the technical aspects of Excel, Power BI, how to use Tableau and the rest, right? There's the other 50%. That's the aspect of your mentorship sessions, your CV review sessions, and your LinkedIn optimization session. So we can clearly see this in Sonia's life. All right, because HR managers will want to know your competence, will want to know who exactly, they would want to place a face to that name. And the nearest or the closest platform that they would want to check is where your LinkedIn profile. So if they go to your profile and then I always say this, right? You can be absolutely good at doing something, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. You just, let's say you and your mind knows that, oh, you're absolutely good at doing this, but you need to put yourself out there. Okay, so that's where the other 50% of you being intentional of implementing the guidelines that you've gotten from these sessions. Okay, so now I'm reiterating this. Aside you learning those technical aspects, the other 50% that we emphasize on is very, very, very necessary. Okay, so as you be proceeding to begin your tech journey, ensure it's compulsory that you take that other 50% serious. Okay, so thank you very much for that, Sonia. Okay, so Batunde, I believe I would have to give this to you. Yes, so can you share like a specific moment or project from, let's say, your training that like had like a significant impact in your career, or during your interview, or during your current daily activities, right? So was there like any project or any moments during your training, right, that had like a significant impact, yeah, in you?
Okay, thank you for that. So for me, there were several moments and projects that I worked on, but the one I could remember vividly is the one that we're given for our capstone project, where we were tasked to, solve real life problems, using our skills that we've acquired. So on my own, I was able to, write SQL queries on my own and ran the query successfully, and they were okay. And also in Power BI, I was able to write DAX expressions and design a very good dashboard. And for me, that was a very good achievement because prior to 10Alytics, I couldn't do those things, and I was really fulfilled by doing that. So that gave me the confidence to, go for interviews and do very well in the interviews. Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much for that. You mentioned your capstone project. Okay, so to everyone on this call, your capstone project is like the ending aspect of your training. Okay, so you've gone through the technicalities, you've learned those tools. So now, how can you apply those techniques in solving a business problem and then preferring solutions? So irrespective of the tech career path that you're going to go with, right? So data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analytics, and then your cybersecurity, right? Or the Scrum Master. Okay, so you would be, or rather you'll be required to go through that project, right? Profess solution, and then communicate that to stakeholders. All right. So that certifies that, oh, you have actually learned this skill and you are good to go. Okay, so that's very, very necessary for you to know. All right. So moving forward, I have like a question for Fola. Okay, so I believe this affects like a lot of persons. Was there like any misconception that would have like hindered you from getting a job, right? In terms of age, in terms of, oh, okay, being, let's say, in a specific zone, or in terms of certifications, or in terms of your experience, I would have, let's say, prevented you from getting a job. And what would you like have to say about that? Because some persons feel that, oh, at this stage, at this level that I've gotten to, I don't think I have the capacity, all right, to let's say transition.
Yeah, so first of all, I used to think that getting a tech job right here in UK, you would have to have like a master degree and maybe data science or computer related field. That used to be my mindset before, but just looking at how I actually transitioned, and it's not about the education. So most people might be thinking, if you don't have a degree, or if you don't have like a UK degree, or if you don't have any degree in computer science or something of such, so you can't transition. It's a no thing. What people are actually looking out for, recruiters and company, they want to see the project you work on. They want to see like real life project. They want to see that you have experience and you can prove to them that you do. So I think that's one of my major challenges before. I used to think I need like a master's degree before I can transition into tech. That used to be my mindset before, till I finally moved into tech.
You successfully transitioned into tech. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Remember, to everybody listening on this call, that's the sole reason why we are having this session. Okay, at the beginning of this call, I mentioned that when you speak to persons about transitioning into tech, they would really want to do that. But then they call, oh, Adeza has been in this field for a long time. Efemina has been in this field for a long time. So it's practically going to be easy for them to just say it, right? But now you're having a discussion. You are hearing directly from a participant, and they are telling you that, oh, without having no prior knowledge, right, you can effectively transition. So if you're not listening, I think something must be wrong somewhere. Okay, that's on a lighter note though, but I think something must be wrong somewhere. Okay, so under the right guidance, under the right resources, right, having like a structured learning program.
Okay,
so
let me just add something as well. So I would just add that if you're also looking into tech, you have to be very confident while speaking to recruiters, maybe for your interview, or maybe it might be on the call, might be like a call interview or a video or physical interview, whichever you're contacting them. You have to speak very well, like with enough confidence. They have to see that, yeah, this person actually knows what he or she is talking about. It might be like your project, or it might be like your work experience or something. You have to be very confident about it. You have to say it very confident that this is what I do, or this is what I can do. You have to be very confident about it, especially for, I'm not sure, I would say everybody, but I want to say people in the UK, but let me just say for everybody. Yeah, you must be able to communicate well about what you have done. You must be able to talk about your project very well. This is what I've done. This is use that approach, explain this is what happened, this is why I've done this is what I've done. Explain to them, that is what they want to hear. If you have you have experience as well, tell them about your experience, where you have worked, what you've achieved at your work as well. You have to be very confident at that. And yeah, you also have to believe in yourself. Like you have to that mindset, like I can do it. You have to have that mindset, like I can actually transition into tech, no matter what people say, no matter what maybe your degree, your qualification or anything. You have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, actually nobody will want to believe in you as well then. And I would also say about online, your online presence matters, because applying here in the UK, you don't know anybody, so you just apply online. And when you apply online, these people would want to check, like, what do you look like online? Like, what do you look like online in terms of like your profile, most especially your LinkedIn? Like, what does it look like? Because someone doesn't know you before, they haven't seen you before, they don't know anything about you. They just want, okay, this person applying for this job, what is it about this person? So make sure that your online presence is a bit better. Because looking at when I used to apply on my own before 10Alytics, and things that I need to do before joining 10Alytics, and knowing on how to transition into tech. When I was doing it by myself on my own, I drafted my CV by myself, and I would just apply just like that. Because if you don't have people to direct you or tell you this is what you do, you just do things. So that's how I used to apply before. And I would say my LinkedIn, I'm not even sure I have a LinkedIn then, but I just applied. But looking at then till now, in fact, looking at my LinkedIn, any recruiters looking at my LinkedIn will know that, yeah, this person knows what she knows what she's saying, and and all that. So your online presence matters a lot, because you might not know. They will check your LinkedIn account. They want to look at what are you doing and all that. So yeah, just try to improve your online presence as well. So I think that's one of the things that I'm not doing before, that is restricting me from getting job, to now that I've done 10Alytics and I've improved on that. So that's it.
All right. So thank you very much for that, Paula. That was very, very direct. Well, I just want to ask, what program did you register for with 10Alytics?
Data science. I did data science. So
all right, okay. So thank you very much for that. Now, reiterating on what you mentioned as regards the STAR approach. So the STAR approach is something that we covered during your mentorship session. Okay, so, and also the STAR approach, so how you can effectively communicate, right? How you can communicate with your stakeholders, with your HR executives, or whoever you are positions to in your project team. Okay, and we always emphasize on building that skill, right from the onset, because there are a lot of persons that are shy, but when it comes to you learning, you just have to keep that shyness away. Okay, so we encourage your group projects, and then you have presentations for those projects right from the onset. So by the time that you're almost done with that training, you'll be familiar with how you can communicate publicly and kill that that attitude of shyness. All right. So hammering back to what Paula said, it's not just you having the practical aspects. Okay, the other 50% in terms of what? In terms of your mentorship sessions, in terms of how you structure your CV, most importantly, your LinkedIn optimization session, right? Because a lot of persons do take that for granted. Why? Nobody knows you anywhere. You're applying for a job, so they would want to check, they would want to place a face. Again, I'm saying that they want to place a face to that name to see if, oh, okay, so if I'm bringing this person in, right, as a data scientist, as a data engineer, are they going to like turn this project to the ground, or are they actually going to succeed? Okay, so we are about wrapping up. So I just have like a couple of questions for all of us. Okay, that's for Babatunde, for Sonia, for Afolabi, and also for Fola. So what advice, based on your experience and your journey with 10Alytics now, what advice would you give to people that are interested in joining, but that aspect of fear, right? And then there's also the fear of, oh, can I actually be deliberate about investing my time and my resources into learning? Okay, so I would start with Afolabi. Yes, so Afolabi, what would you recommend, okay, to everyone that they are considering enrolling in a training program here at 10Alytics? What advice would you give to them? Yeah, Afolabi, you're muted if you're speaking. All right, so I believe I'll just have to go to Babatunde. Babatunde, let's have you first of all before I go back to Afolabi.
Okay, thank you.
Probably just technical issues. Yeah.
Okay. So before I give a little advice, I'd like to say shout outs to Mohammed Suleiman, my tutor, and Joanne. Mohammed really was very instrumental regarding my interview preps, because I had about 5 interviews and he prepped me for about 2 times. Even when the time was very short, he still came through at very odd hours, around I think 10 p.m. or so, and it was very helpful, and I was able to ace the interviews. So I was able to secure 5 interviews. I attended 4, I cancelled 1, and I've got a role out of those 4, and also waiting for feedback from another one. Despite the fact that I've gotten an offer already, but that's about that. So regarding my advice, so for me, first thing first, in all you do, put God first in all you do and seek his face, and he will just, direct your paths. And secondly, before you sign up for any program, be sure that it's the right program for you, having done an analysis of what your strengths are and your weaknesses and all that. And also, once you are enrolled, put in the work. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. Put in the work. I was working 8 to 5 and doing analytics weekends and practicing at night till most times 11, 12, 1 a.m. So it requires lots of practices, and you have all it takes to practice, because you have videos that you can watch, classes are recorded and all that. So put in the work in a nutshell. And also, when applying for jobs, be ready for rejections. Just learn from them and keep moving. Don't be discouraged. I applied for over 100 jobs and I got 5 interviews. So look at the ratio of that. So don't be discouraged. Keep pushing, and you'll be fine. And also, for the training, it's a cost and it's an investment, right? So don't look at the cost alone. Look at what you intend to benefit from the training. So for me, when I enrolled for the course, I didn't have the cash, but I had to just raise the cash somehow. But today, I'm happy I did that, and I've really benefited from the training. So that would be all from me. And I wish you all the best and success in all you do. Cheers.
All right, all right.
I
So thank you so much, Babatunde, for taking out your time to join us this evening. And I believe that you touched a lot of persons on this call via your experience and via your words. All right. So
It's my
thank you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right then. So Afolabi, let's have you. Let's have you.
I
Right. So what
so
advice would you give to
okay so
somebody that's considering? Yeah.
okay so like I said, for my own, from coming from the finance background, I felt like one of the things I wanted was to just upskill myself and to also be in
Yeah.
places that when I'm just standing different from every other person that is in the room and all that. And that has always been me. And that has always been
Mm,
like my own idea of from the start. So joining 10 Analytics was like a very good one for me because the whole the whole thing just turned around for me. And having someone like Nene walk me through the whole finance process and all that was like a very interesting part for me and all that. So I would say for me it was like never to give up. Like no grief for anybody. Don't even grieve for yourself because obviously
yeah.
you need to be in spaces. For me, it was that I wanted to be in spaces and I was going to do anything to get into those spaces. Even at the time I joined 10 Analytics, I felt like there wasn't even enough cash with me at that point. And I remember that 10 Analytics offered me like we had like other support. I don't know if FinQuest is still with 10 Analytics because I remember then I reached out to FinQuest to help me out with the payment. Why was structuring my payment and why? Because I wanted to learn. I felt like I wanted to learn. I wanted to be in those spaces, and for me to be in those spaces, it means that I have to go extra miles. I have to move from the box, from where I box myself, to put myself outside the box, now for me to get where I wanted. And even after getting into that, I remember finishing after like 3 to 4 months. I think I didn't get a job. I remember I kept applying to different companies and all that, but every time I get to the final stage, after preparing financial models and all that, they still I still get dropped and all that. But I never give up. I feel like I never give up. I kept pushing to when Kubox one came. And I remember when Kubox came and I remember one first thing that the boss asked me was that can you do this? Like can you be the model for me? And I told him yes. And unfortunately, even after finishing so one this is one of the good thing about everyone joining Atlantis because even after you join and when you are done, the facilitators don't leave you. They are like handbags that you carry all around with you. Because I remember I still like to date, I still talk to Nene. I still ask Nene for stops and all that to like show me stops and all that. She still shows me stuff. I remember even after 10, I remember that my two other jobs that I did relating to financial modeling, it was the net that gave me through those blocks that I was able to build them and all that. And that literally just build myself. And one thing again is that aside from building up your what's the name, your your social space and all that. I feel like one thing I didn't stop doing was to tell people what I know how to do. Like everywhere I go, I tell them, "Oh, this is what I do," and all that. It's just me putting myself there. Like I said, I always want to find spaces, and wherever spaces I find myself, I ensure that people know that this is what I can do and all that. So that's for me. So I remember getting cool box and all that. I remember that the boss asked me that, "Oh, can I be the financial model?" I told him yes, and he asked me, "Show
Yeah.
me what you have done." And obviously, I had like 3 models that I worked on at that time, and it was like, you can't believe. Even
Yeah.
after I even got the job, so I had to stay for like 3 months before the boss because even so, when the boss saw it, he couldn't even believe that I could do them. He couldn't believe that I could do that. I could build like models like that. I remember I had to stay like for like 3 months to 4 months before the boss even had called me again and asked me that, oh, the guy that does the financial model has left. Can I take up the position? I said yes. Why can't I? And the first day I built the assumption for him, it was mind blowing. I was like, he said, who taught me? I said, "It's there. I learned it for Anita." I said, who's my friend? I told him, Nene. I was like, I need to meet this person. I was like, yeah. So that's the thing. I feel like even after
Yeah.
going through the whole
Yeah.
process, I feel like you still need to like put yourself, like continue to learn, be open to learning and all that. Just keep learning. Like I still go back to my videos. Like I still go back to my PowerPoint videos. I build power like I as a financial analytics, as a financial analyst, I still use my Power BI. I still use my Power BI to do like a whole lot of stuff and all that. So it's just you yourself, like making that decision within yourself and saying that this is what I want to do. And I, even when in pain or even when I'm not fit to do that, I still do it because there's need for me to do, not for me to get into those spaces I want to get into. So that's me. That's my own advice for everyone.
So thank you so much. That was touching, right? I felt so touched. I think I'll have to venture into financial analytics very soon. Okay, so thank you very much for that, right? And I believe that would benefit somebody on this call today. So I can say like a lot of questions as regards details for each of the training programs that we offer. So that's the next section that we'll be moving into. Okay, so just be patient. You get an overview. So everything that you need to know as regards, oh, what do I need to go into data analytics? What do I need to go into data science? What do I need to go into business analysis? We are going to cover that right on the call. Okay, so we have to hear from Sonia and then Fola. So Sonia, let's have you, right? So what advice would you give to someone that wants to, let's say, enroll for a training program? Okay, that's from your experience. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so the advice I would give to everyone on this call right now is the need for you to upskill. It's very, very important. So that's one major advice. The world is actually moving fast, and if you don't move fast with what's happening, then you will be left behind. So you don't think about it, just upskill, because you never can tell who would have known that a job as HR job would be asking that you must have advanced skill in advanced Excel skill, you must have Power BI skill. It wasn't even the HR analytics role, HR business partner role, and they're asking you to have advanced Excel and Power BI, because
Yeah.
it's a global organization and they are very heavy on data. So you never can tell, no matter where you are, what your domain knowledge is and all that. It's very important that you upskill. So the reason why you're on this call is because you're thinking about that and you want to move with the trend. So don't think about it. Just sign up and upskill. If not for anything, upskill. You have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain because you never can tell. Someone said preparation and opportunity brings success. So if I didn't have those skills, I didn't take 10Alytics, I didn't, go through that training, I wouldn't have even been able to apply for the job in the first place because I don't have Power BI skills. Why will I apply for it? You never can tell which job, and again, you're applying for a role. Sometimes they post a role and you have 1,000 people coming to apply for the same role that you're applying for. And you want to stand out. What will make you stand out? If you're applying for HR role and then you stand out because you have Power BI skill. And that's my own testimony because while during the interviews, I asked I think it was a phone call interview session. I asked the interviewer just to prepare myself for the next interview, just to have I was just curious. So I asked her, what is lacking in the other people that he's interviewing or he has interviewed? And he was like, it's actually the skills, that they're very good candidates, they're very good people, but the Excel skills, the Power BI skills is what's actually lacking. So that gave me, just a tip on how to prepare for my next stage interview. And that's something that I think is very important for everyone on this call, So you never can tell what would be important in that role, having 1,000 people struggling with you for that particular role. So the need to upskill is very, very key, and you should consider doing that. And then I've introduced people to 10Alytics because of the experience I had. And one of the person that's actually doing the program right now, initially she was like, but she can learn this thing on what's it called, YouTube and all. I said, yes, you can. But then why 10Alytics is different is because you have like a community, you can still go back to even your fellow learners, apart from the facilitators, you can go, you have a community, you can ask questions, you can, for me, like there was this person that had a session with you one time, sorry, I can't remember his name right now, just escaped me. So, but he's into HR as well, and he has a very solid background in HR. So I reached out to him on LinkedIn when I got my job. Was able to advise on one or two things when I just started, which is why community is very important. I also reached out to Adeza, when I just joined, and all of that, to help me with some videos just to refresh my memory and all of that. So that's why it's important to have join this kind of training center where you have the community even after your training. Like the last speaker said, you still have them. I can still pick my phone now and chat at the things that will respond to me, because there's a community. So so that's just it. Upskill. Don't think about it. It's very, very important with the trend, because that was one of the reasons why I decided to upskill. I'm very curious. I like to check the trend. What's the future of work looking like? And that's why I got into tech and all of that in the first place. And if you're also planning to travel abroad, I know there's a very serious misconception that they don't give Nigerians, they don't give Black people jobs. They are racist, they are whatever. I don't know what they don't. I remember telling a friend that I don't believe that. Just upskill first. When you upskill and you go for that interview, they don't give you the job, they can have a discussion. Don't be where you are last year, last 2 years, last 5 years, and you're telling me you don't give. No, it's the same thing. Whether you are in Nigeria, you are abroad, if you don't have the skills they are looking for, you don't get the job. So it's important for you to upskill.
Right. Okay, so thank you so much for that, Sonia. Thank you so much for taking out your time to join us this evening. That I am sure that everybody on this call has learned from you. Okay, so it's a pleasure to have you in today's session. All right, so that will be all from my end. Okay, so thank you very much for your advice. So yeah, the last person will be Fola, and then we'll be moving into giving you an overview of the different programs that we offer. Right. So Fola, what's of wisdom are you living with us this evening?
Okay, so with my own personal experience, I would advise that you would have to position yourself in the right place to get the job. And what I mean by position yourself in the right place is, just like Sonia said, you have to upskill. You have to get into. If you are on the call right now, maybe you haven't joined in the program yet. I can tell you, you just have to get a program, join, and whenever you have you are being assigned to an assignment or a classwork or anything, just do it very well. Upskill, learn things from your different group. So learn things and know how to showcase it online. I think 10Alytics, they have mentors. They have section like mentorship and all that they're going to tell you how to position yourself to be in the place where recruiters will see you and companies will want to call you. So what I would just say is upskill, position yourself very well, online present and everything, and I would say be very intentional. Just we do have other things that we do daily on a daily basis, but you can just dedicate maybe 1 or 2 hours. If you don't know, 1 or 2 hours a day is a lot in a week. So if you just calculate it for learning, for upskilling, so just dedicate some time for learning. Then know how to put yourself online, your online presence. Just like I've said earlier, it has to be very good because people don't know you one-on-one. They haven't seen you before. So if you're applying for a job online and your online presence, your online, especially the LinkedIn, it has to be very attractive to recruiters and companies that they might want to call you for jobs. And I would also add for you that, you see, the job market it's somehow, so you should be expecting rejection. Like for myself now, I didn't just apply once and get the job. I applied, I have some rejections as well. So you don't have to feel You don't have to feel is it just me? Is it only me? It's everyone. Everyone gets rejection. I thought someone said earlier that he applied for 100 and he got 5 interviews. Yeah, things like that are real. So you don't have to pull back or something. You will surely get the job. Just make sure that you position yourself in the right place. Just like I've said, if you have not joined the program, join the program. They will tell you how to make a very good CV, your online presence and everything. I can say that 10Alytics they have really helped me in transitioning into tech. So what I would say is be intentional, and that tag of no grief for anybody is for you. So no grief for anybody in terms of be intentional. So yeah, no grief for anybody.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you're intentional and you position yourself with the right people that can, tutor you, mentor you to getting a job, it's a matter of, you being intentional and you wanting to upskill and learn, you will surely get it. So that's just my own take on this.
All right.
Sorry.
So thank you so much. Thank you, Fola. Okay, so is that Babatunde?
Yeah, sorry very much. Just to buttress for last point, and this is the last comment from me. Guys, it won't be easy. That's the fact. It won't be easy, but the price is worth paying for, right? For example, when I enrolled for this course, like I said before, I didn't have the cash. I had to borrow that money and pay the first installment using a loan, right? And that investment is paying me off till tomorrow. And also, my wife she needed the money to do a course in data governance for herself. I had to sell our first car here in the UK to pay for that course. Today, her salary is double than she's earning. So it's worth the sacrifice, guys. Just do it. In summary, just give it a shot and you'll be fine. Thank you and have a good night.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Babatunde. Thank you, Afolabi. Thank you, Fola. Thank you, Sonia, for taking out time of your busy schedule to impact people in today's session. So I believe this has been like a turning point for a lot of persons on this call, and they're like on the path towards transitioning into the tech industry. So thank you from all of us at 10Alytics, and then we are happy that we've been able to impact you. All right, and then you are shining your various industries. Okay, so thank you so much once again, and it's a pleasure, right, having you. All right, so we'll be moving to the next aspect of today's session. So I can see like a lot of messages as regards what's the training program about, what are the different courses, what's the cost and the rest. Okay, so you'll be getting an overview right now. Okay, so all you just need to do is to be patient and then listen. All right, then furthermore, we have something called a one-on-one clarity session. So now you've attended today's session, you've gotten like an overview of the different courses that we offer, but you need clarity as regards, which one do I go for? Okay, so when you are registering, ensure you click on, I need to meet with a professional, and you'll be directed to us. So us at 10Alytics will speak to you, get an overview of your background, and then give you directions as regards, which tech career skill or pathway would suit you as an individual. Okay, so cheers from my end. At this juncture, I'll be handing over to Olawale. So hi Olawale.
Hi, Brian. Thanks. That's been an awesome session. A big shout out to our alumni for coming to share their story. It's been an inspiring one. So in the next 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to show you how you can begin your own journey as well, such that one day you would come here and also share your story like these people did. So most of the decisions we'll make in life, it takes just one moment for you to make up your mind and be like, okay, I want to do this. And then you're into it. I'm sharing my screen right now. You can see my screen. Please type in a yes in the chat. If you can see my screen, please type in a yes. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so the thing is, I would like to explain to you where are the opportunities in tech, because the tech industry itself is so broad that you need to be really conscious of what you want to do and be able to position yourself for success, right? So I'm going to be sharing with you the opportunities that are in tech and how you can actually make the best out of it. Now, by a report shared by IMF recently, says that by 2020, there's going to be a global shortage of more than 85 million tech workers, which is representing 8.5 trillion in lost annual revenue. Yeah, meaning with the way tech is growing, there is going to be a lot of shortage of workers. So meaning the opportunities in tech are just endless. And also a report by the World Economic Forum points out the job roles that are going to grow in the next 4 years and the ones that are going to decline. So on my left here are the jobs that are going to increase in the next 4 years and the ones that are probably going to fade out in the next 4 years. There is a buzz around product management like for the past few years, but it's quite surprising that this report shows how it's already dwindling and probably fade out soon. But then if you look to the right here, look at the jobs that we have highlighted, the AI and machine learning specialists. This is closely related to data science and the like. We have business intelligence analyst, information security analyst, which is under that we have cybersecurity, data analysts and scientists, data engineers, database architects. You see, so these are the job roles that are going to increase in the next 4 years. And of course, there are going to be a lot of high demand for people who have this kind of skills. So based off this, we have carefully selected the courses and the programs that we sell at 10Alytics. Again, if you look at the report I have here about the trends in the tech ecosystem, so the tech jobs in the UK, say tech jobs have reached the top spot for hiring from May 2021 to November in the UK, followed by the likes of the trade and construction and teaching and healthcare roles. Yeah, tech job has increased so much, such that 72% of organizations have a tech skills shortage. So as the world is advancing and the need for tech is increasing, you can even notice that people don't even have, organizations don't have enough people to fill up roles in this in tech for them. In Canada, there's also a skill shortage for tech skills. And as a matter of fact, over 32,000 tech jobs in 2023 are gotten by immigrants in Canada, and 47% of that is gotten by Indians, where Nigerians will probably go to some of these countries to do menial jobs. Indians they are getting that tech skills to take up close to 50%, close to half of the tech jobs available in Canada, while Nigeria is taking just about 5% of those jobs. And Nigeria happens to be the only African country of the top 10 countries, of the top 10 on the list. So this is quite an interesting data. At the same time, so sad to know that of all the Nigerians going out there to places like Canada, UK, what kind of jobs do they end up doing there? How come the likes of the Indians are the only immigrants taking most of these tech jobs? And of course, these opportunities are there and available. Also, a report by McKinsey shows that data scientists and data analyst roles, they see the most growth. They are going to see the most growth this year, and they are going to increase by 5.5%, followed by cybersecurity and data engineering careers. So, and of course, the tech industry shows no signs of cooling down. Now we're in the knowledge age. Before we were in the industrial age. It is funny that back here we're still struggling to catch up with the industrial age. When the world has moved on to the information age, where there's the internet boom. Now the world is moving on to the knowledge-based age, where we are talking about AI and the likes. So the best way to catch up is to pick it from the top, meaning you can't be struggling with the industrial age anymore. You have to go to that knowledge age where AI is running things and making the world move faster. So on the next slide, I'd like to show you our approach basically to to what we understand why people struggle to land a job in tech. Yeah, the most of these things have been already discussed by our alumni that talked to us just recently. The issue with most people is that they are focused on certificates. Like I have this certificate, I have that certificate, when you should be showing the skills that you have. It's just our mentality on this part of the world. If you get to the white man's land, they want to see what you can do. Nobody cares about your certificate. What can you do? That's why you see dropouts doing awesome things, becoming tech giants and entrepreneurs, big time entrepreneurs, because it's more of skills than certificates. Yeah. So we are able to help you demystify everything around. I just want to get the certificates and show certificates is fun. But then we want you to be able to build a portfolio and show that proves your work and experience. And also we believe in the concept of you learning in public, meaning whatever it is you learn, whatever it is you know, we encourage you to post it out there on your LinkedIn, on your LinkedIn basically, because that's where recruiters will easily find you. All the project works that you do on your project, in your classes, you're able to post them online, and then your recruiters are easily going to see you and know that, okay, this person actually knows about this job. If you go to your LinkedIn right now and type in 10Alytics, you will see a host of students that are already learning in public. So that's a concept that we try to preach at 10Alytics, meaning you can't learn in the corners of your room. You have to learn and be able to show the world, this is what you know. Yeah. So another thing why people also struggle with landing a job in tech is that they trivialize the job application process, meaning you have to apply as many as possible. You heard Babatunde mention that you applied to over 100 jobs. And again, it's not just the volume now, but you also have to do this strategically. Yeah. So we have sessions where we teach you how to tailor your CV, how to apply for jobs, and the way you structure your keywords such that it matches the job description. And of course, you do this and do volume. Yeah. So you're not just doing volume, but we teach you the strategies that you need to be able to push out good volume, not just volume. Then again, another thing about interview sessions is that aside the fact that 10Alytics, we train you and prepare you for each interview, yeah, there is also the skill of selling. You need to be able to sell yourself during interview. Everybody is selling themselves. If you go to social media now, people are selling themselves, even just by posting pictures of their lives, their family, they are literally selling themselves. So for you to get a job, you need to be able to sell yourself. You need to be able to tell them what it is that you have that they can't get anywhere else. Yeah, we believe in a fingerprint concept, meaning that your fingerprint is actually unique to just you. Yeah, you are the only one that has your fingerprints in this world. So that thing that makes you different, that makes you special, you need to be able to sell it and align that with your skills. And then the sky is just a limit. So I'll move on to another interesting concept, in fact, how we actually select the programs that we have at 10Alytics. Like I said, the tech space is so broad that you could be wondering, what do I do? How do I pick this one? You see different roles with different names, but then we're able to pick out the ones that are easy to learn, such that anybody from whichever background you're coming from, you can easily transition. Our co-founder studied industrial chemistry. Our founder studied industrial chemistry and our co-founder studied economics. If you've probably seen I'll show you a guy that studied law in school and then transitioned into tech, because we have been able to select the tech skills that are low code or no code that are easy for you to actually transition because of the ease of learning, then the ease of getting a job also. Like the slides I showed you a few seconds ago, you see the jobs that are actually in high demand. So we look at how easy it is for you to learn, then again, how easy for you to get a job in that role. Then of course, some of these jobs have high and rewarding salaries. You heard Babatunde talk about how much he invested compared to how much his life has changed in terms of the earnings from this job. So these are the three criteria that we actually focus on in selecting the programs that we have. Yeah, and this births 8 programs that are currently run at 10Alytics. We have business analysis, we have data analytics, we have financial analytics, we have HR analytics, full stack data science, Scrum Master, data engineering, and cybersecurity. So I would share with you some of our interesting stories. I don't need to dwell too much on this because it's not easy for you to have 850 people, over 850 people transition from your classroom into their first job in tech. Yeah, we just brought 4 of them here now. So there are a lot more people here, a lot more stories about, this is Abigail. She was a care worker in Canada, and now she's a business analyst, yeah, in Edmonton. We have Biola here, currently works with the financial giants in the UK. We have Benga here, he's a business data analyst in Poland. He was in our session last week. Also, we had Shade on a data scientist on our session last week also. A whole lot of them. But let me quickly show you what the salary is like, the average salary for these different programs in UK, Canada, and the US. Business analysis, you're earning over £52,000 per year for as the average salary in the UK, then 74,000 Canadian dollars in Canada, and then it's 5,000 in the US. So these are this is the average salary for all of these roles. Now compare this to the time, the energy, the investment, the will to change your life, to change your future, that you're probably investing in your future self. If you are able to invest the time and energy into this course. I wouldn't dwell too much into this because these slides are going to be shared with you. So you can actually look at these numbers yourself. And of course, you are free to go online and also confirm. You have sites like Indeed, Glassdoor. Check and type in what's the average salary for a cybersecurity expert in the UK? What's the average salary for a data engineer in the US? And you'll be surprised at the numbers you see. These are more testimonials from our past alumni. Like I said, we have over 850 people transition from our classrooms to their first tech career and first job in tech just last year alone, 2023. So these slides, once you have them, you can look at these stories. Once you click on this link, it will take you to their YouTube link. And of course, on our YouTube channel also, we have a whole lot of testimonial stories there that you can always relate with. Ramat here got a full visa sponsorship when she landed a job as a business analyst just after training with us. Okay, this is my guy here, Temi Vaughan. He was a lawyer. So for people, I've heard people ask questions like, I'm from this background, I'm from this background, that way. It doesn't matter. This is a lawyer that transitioned to become a business analyst. And we've been able to carry him along the way. So we literally hold your hand. We do not care what your background is like or where you're coming from. That's the essence. That is why we exist. We help you, we give you that mentorship that you need, yeah, such that what people have learned, what the professionals have learned for years, we're able to crunch that into a 4-month program, 3 months of teaching you what you actually need to know to do the job. We're not teaching you so that you go and speak English. We are teaching you what you need to know to do the job. Yeah, not just know it, but know it enough to do the job. And that we have carefully selected to create our curriculum for a 3-month program. Then the next 1 month, you are actually doing the job like you are doing a job. Meaning we have an internship program where you actually do we make it look like you're in a work environment. We give you projects to do. You report back on those projects. We give you our feedback. We tell you what you need to do to get better at it. So all of these things, when you get to an interview, you can confidently say, okay, I've been able to do this. I've been able to do this project. I've been able to do that project. We have real life data that we are going to hand over to you for you to work with. So these are some of the people, some of our alumni. You just heard Sonia on this call now, and she mentioned something interesting about her story also is the fact that she said the game changer was when she listed 10Alytics on her LinkedIn profile and recruiters started to reach out to her. So I'm going to be talking more about our LinkedIn optimization exercise, something we take very seriously. And also Fola mentioned about that over and over on this call. While you're searching for your job, searching, there is a way you can position yourself on LinkedIn such that recruiters who are actively looking for people to fill roles, because like I said, there's a shortage for these roles. So recruiters do not wait for you to send them CV anymore. They are looking for who can do the job. So you optimize your LinkedIn such that they can easily find you. Yeah, Sonia mentioned that how recruiters actually search for her and able to reach out to her to come and attend interviews. Also, there is Oluk Benga here. Tony landed a job as a benefits analyst with the NHS with full sponsorship after just a month of training with us. This is like, if you go to our accounts, social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you literally see testimonials dropping every day. Every day, people are saying good things about how our courses have been able to help them transition and change their stories. Again, this is an highlight to the courses we have again. In case you're thinking about where do I start from, where do I pick from? And my colleague mentioned the clarity sessions that we have on Tuesdays. So on this call, the main essence of this call is to be able to give you a special discount to register. But while you register, if you're not sure, 100% sure which one you want to do, you can always join that clarity session after you make your payments, and we'll show you, we'll teach you, we'll have a one-on-one session with you where we'll now tell you more about which one you should do and then help you pick the right course for you. But if you already have some background or some knowledge of what we do before, then you can easily just select. But on these few slides, the next few slides, I'm going to actually tell you what some of these courses entail and how you can actually decide, even right here on this call, which one to go with. So for a business analyst, a business analyst is sort of the bridge between business stakeholders and technical teams. Meaning, for instance, if for instance, let me use the concept of an e-commerce store. Let's say a particular e-commerce store, notice that there is a certain drop. Ideally, they probably make maybe 10,000 sales in a week, but suddenly they are making 6,000 sales. The business analyst is supposed to come in now and trace the process from when a user lands on the website to when they check out. What is the issue? Why is there a drop in there? Then by looking at data, a business analyst is able to profile a solution and be like, okay, this is the problem, this is what we need to fix, and this is what we need to do better to be able to climb back to 10,000 sales per week or even exceed it. So you're like the bridge between the technical team and also the business management side of things, the non-technical team, meaning the CEO, the CFOs, and the like, and be able to use data to profile solution to their problems. The average salary for a business analyst in the UK is 52,000, like I mentioned earlier. In the US, it's $5,000, and Canada about over 74,000 Canadian dollars. So these are the key learning areas, meaning this 1.1 to 9, the tech can be very broad. But like I said, you have been able to quietly select what you actually need to get a job, what you need to know to be able to do your job. Yes, we have on-the-job support where we would always be there for you. You can always reach out to us and we'll teach you other things that you need to know on the job to excel. But what you need to be able to defend yourself and be able to tell them you have enough skills to learn the job, those are the things we have listed here as our key learning areas. And here for a business analyst, once you have a good knowledge of Power BI, Excel, SQL, process mapping, project initiation planning, Agile and Scrum for projects, software development lifecycle, requirement fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis and engagement, ChatGPT for business analysis, bro, then you're good to go. The learning timeline for business analysis is actually 4 months. And unlike the other programs I'll be sharing shortly, you learn here for 2 months and you do an intern for 2 months, meaning you're going to manage a web app project end to end. Trust me, this is more like you taking a real life project and going to show anybody that, see, for the past 2 months, I've learned the skills. I know all the technical jargon that is related to business analysis. I know the tools that I need to use. Then again, this is a project that I have done. Like I said, the tech world is more about what can you do. It is not what do you know. Yeah, you could know so much, but if you have not done anything, it's just zero. So in the tech world, it is on one hand is your skills, your knowledge about the field. Then on the other hand is what you have done. So you will hardly see a tech role that would ask you, what's your portfolio? Let's see what you can do. So in 2 months, we grill you and give you that background that you need, that confidence that you need to defend projects by doing those projects on your own and with your teammates. Also, then we have data analytics here. So as a data analyst, you're responsible for analyzing and interpreting data to generate insights and support data-driven decision-making. So as a data analyst, you look at all the data that might be coming into a company, yeah, and you're able to present that data to technical and non-technical stakeholders. Let me give you an example. For a data analyst from a marketing background now, okay, let me just use myself because I am from a marketing background. For a data analyst, for the non-technical stakeholders, for instance, say the CEO, I might be able to tell my CEO that, okay, based on the data that we have, this is a product that is selling more. This is the time of the year when this product sells more. Yeah. On the non-technical side, I might be able to tell maybe the social media manager that, the social media manager on a more technical basis now that, okay, based off the data that I see, this content is doing better than this content. Or maybe this keyword is doing better than this keyword. Or I could be able to tell the software developers that, okay, based off the data that I have, people are visiting more on their mobile than desktop. And not just on mobile, but on Apple operating system more than Android. You know, you can use data to be able to make this decision. And based off this, you can easily say, okay, now on your next development or the next feature you are developing, make sure it is mobile friendly, and make sure it is something that works better on Apple products more than Android, or prioritize Apple over Android. So you have that knowledge and be able to analyze data to be able to help with decision making around your whichever company or wherever firm you find yourself. So the average salary for a data analyst in the UK is about £40,000. In Canada, 64,000, and then in US over 72. Like I said again, we pick out the key learning areas, what you actually need to know to do well on the job. Yeah, the first problem-solving skills is very important for a data analyst. You need to be able to identify what the problem is and then be able to solve it. So there is a module on problem solving itself, which will follow the McKinsey-Missy principles, where we actually break it down for you on how to actually identify the problem, define the problem, then find the solution to it. Yeah, those are 3 steps. Identify what the problem is, define it, able to define it, then able to solve those problems. Yeah. Then again, Excel, of course, how you able to advanced Excel skills is what you learn on the course. SQL, how to able to query data from large databases. Power BI used for visualization and presentation, and of course Tableau. And again, data storytelling. There is a way you can actually tell a story with data. All of these are skills in terms of communication, presentation. I've been able to tell a few stories with data here so far in terms of telling you what the World Economic Forum data is talking to us about. You may just see all of that as numbers, but there is also a story to it that we can tell you, okay, from 30 years ago, this is what data says. Now this is what data is saying. Looking into the future, this is what data looks like. So you're able to learn how to actually tell a story, a compelling story that will make people actually take decision. For instance, someone might be saying, okay, this is what we should do. This is how we should do it. But then you will come with it with your data and tell your story that you make them know that, okay, this person is actually making sense. Like they always say that numbers don't actually lie. Then of course, maybe last year or 2 years ago, you probably wouldn't be thinking of ChatGPT or using AI in analytics. but now it's a skill that you must have. Yeah, so we are already taking that step ahead to make sure that everybody, every of our students that is going out there actually knows how to apply AI into analytics. Then of course, there's the Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. A lot of people might not know about Microsoft Fabric, but because it's something that is just being released by Microsoft and it's in the beta phase. But then we have been able to inculcate that into our key learning areas, into our curriculum, such that you are going out there with a knowledge that is very, very rare and makes you stand out, yeah, amongst the pack. So this is also a program, a 4-month program, and unlike business analysis, this is for 3 months and then 1 month internship. The internship is very important because this is where you actually do real life projects, up to 6 different projects that you do that you can put on your portfolio and show to your potential recruiters like, okay, this is what I can do. This is not just what I know, but this is what I can do, and use that to defend and convince them about your expertise. So the next 1 year is the HR analyst. Of course, if you're from the HR, you heard Sonia's story about HR, a journey from HR into tech. So here you're able to use employee data to do a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah, the basics that you need to learn still relates to data analysis in terms of Power BI, SQL, and the likes. But then there are a lot more that we added into it in terms of HR analytics and performance evaluation for using employee data, HR metrics and life cycle, HR analysis and dashboarding. So you are now able to double down. Now you are a data analyst. Now you're able to double down on HR based on the uniqueness. And tell me any serious company out there now that doesn't have HR professionals, and you're not just an HR professional, but with your data background, then you're just 1 in a million. So the learning timeline for this is also 4 months. So the program timeline is 4 months. Sorry, you learn for 3 months and then 1 month intensive internship. The next one is financial analysis. Of course, this is basically something that would interest probably people that are from the banking or financial background. Yeah. First, you learn the basic skills that you need in Excel, Power BI, SQL. Then we now teach you accounting fundamentals, financial analysis, financial modeling, valuation, sensitivity, and scenario analysis. These are keywords that are related to finance, related to business financial data. And of course, ChatGPT for analytics also comes in this case also to help you double down on your knowledge on financial analysis. Then next year we have data science. Yeah, this is for people who want to use data to do awesome stuff like machine learning, build predictive models, and learn a lot of things about predictive analysis. Yeah, you are. Let me go back to my analysis with. I'm sorry, my marketing data analyst story. In this case now, you're probably able to use data to forecast into the future, to be able to predict that, okay, this product is going to sell more in the next 4 months. Therefore, we should invest more into producing that product now. Because from data, you are able to see into the future, knowing that people are going to buy this particular product more, and not just buy that product. They are going to probably buy a particular color, a particular size, based on the data you had in your historic data. You're able to predict what's going to come in the future. So there are a lot of statistics, a lot of forecasting and you'll be doing there, machine learning, computer vision. So for this one, it's more for people that are probably interested in doing a little bit more coding, unlike what we have in data analytics. Python, in this case, you also be learning Python programming, exploratory data analysis, machine learning, and the likes. This is also a 4-month program, carefully curated, such that you know what you are doing, you have the skills, you understand the tools that are needed, and of course, 1 month for you to have a project that you are done, that you can always, if you go to LinkedIn, you see some of the computer vision projects that our students have done online, and you can see how awesome that looks. Then there are the data engineers. The data engineers basically, yeah. So all of the data that the analyst works with, the scientist works with, those data come from somewhere, right? So the data engineer is responsible for the designing, construction, and maintenance of infrastructures, yeah, that allow for data to be retrieved. Yeah? So before a data scientist can work on data, before the engineer can, before the analyst can work on data, it has to come from somewhere. The data engineer is one who is going to help set up all of that, make sure the data is properly structured, is kept in the right places, is easily accessible for analysis. Yeah, so this is a 5 months program. You learn for 3 months, and the internship for this is 2 months, just like what you have for business analysis. Then the next year is the Scrum Master. Yeah, a Scrum Master is like the facilitator, a coach. Yeah, this is what I believe personally. Yeah, this is just my personal thoughts. Is taking over the project manager roles that we saw in the World Economic Forum data recently. Yeah, so Scrum Masters, they ensure that they follow the Scrum rules. People work together. The Scrum Master literally ensures that the data engineer gives the data scientist the data it needs at when it needs it. The data analyst also be able to get. Then again, the software developers, front end, back end, the DevOps engineer, everybody works in sync to reach out. To reach the business goal that's in. So they are like the Egbon Adubo of, if you allow me to use that word, of the tech industry, literally. Yeah. So there are a lot of skills, a lot of things that you need to know to be able to make all of these people, all of these units work together in a real life project. So for this, we train you for two months, and for 1 month, we actually give you a real life project for you to handle in terms of making all of real life projects where you actually handle people to gain your own experience and also see how this works in real life. Then cybersecurity also. He said the data that's being churned out on a daily basis is going to quadruple in the next 4 years, and we need a lot of people who are going to protect data from malicious attack, personal data, then also for organizations. So this is also a career that is growing very fast. Yeah, and we also take this course, and the key learning areas is introduction to cybersecurity, foundations of computing and networking, information security principles, cryptography basics. So this is also something I would advise anybody to actually jump in right now, because as much as data is out there, a lot of attacks, a lot of malicious attacks, so there are professionals needed to actually prevent these attacks, and also not just prevent these attacks, but help businesses to identify loopholes role right now. It's something you can also learn. All you need to learn to get your first job in 4 months. So it's something I would advise you look into also. So AI we are going to include it into our, like I mentioned earlier, in 2023 alone, over 850 people transitioned from the classroom to their first tech jobs first job in tech across the UK, US, Canada. 4 of them are those that you saw right now. If you go to our YouTube account, you see a host of them. In fact, last week we had another set of 4 come to tell us about how they transition from our classrooms into their first career in tech. Yeah. So like I said again, why you should train with 10Alytics. I'll run through this again quickly. Something our guests have talked about, something we've mentioned over and over, but I still feel the need to reiterate on it. And this is what makes us actually stand out. Yeah. First, our curriculum is up to date. Like I mentioned, you hardly find tutorials that would or training centers that will teach you things like Microsoft Fabrics, or even start introducing ChatGPT into data science and analytics or HR analytics. All of this is something we are intentional about to make sure that our curriculum are up to date, so that you go out there and you talk to people who are in this industry, they know that, okay, this is not, you don't look like a learner, you look like a professional within a very short period of time because of our intentional mentorship plan that we circle around you as a student. Then again, our facilitators are experts in the industry. Yeah, there are people that have their own work that they do, but then on weekends they spend their time with you to make sure they keep you up to date on what the industry looks like out there. Yeah. Then our blended training accommodates everyone. On Saturdays, we sit with to show you how it's done. On Sundays, we send you watch me do it videos. These are videos that would teach you the basics and prepare you for the coming class. And aside that, during the week, we have drop-in sessions where you can always come in and ask questions from your facilitators, ask questions from your co-students. Yeah, so for the stretch of the week, we never leave you hanging. Yeah, such that if you don't get it in class, you don't get it through the Watch Me videos, through those drop-in sessions, you would always get it. And you're in a group, a WhatsApp group where you can always talk to your facilitators, talk to your coordinators, and ask questions from your mates. So the way we carry everybody on that, our classes have a limited slot because we are intentional about carrying everybody along. For everybody that's invested in a training, you have to get what's worth of your training. On our end, we do all that we can to make sure that your time that is now left for you to be really dedicated. My life. I want to transition into tech. I have seen people do this. I can also, yeah. So our training program carries everybody along literally. Then we have additional employability services. You heard Babatunde talk about interview preps. You wouldn't get this on Coursera. You wouldn't get it on Udemy. Yeah. But we would actually prepare you for interviews. Yeah. I'm going to speak more about this shortly. Yeah. Coursera wouldn't give you internships, but we will give you internships. Udemy will not give you internship, but we will give you that internship. We will give you real life projects for you to work on. Yeah, and you can also refer back to tell your potential employers that you did some level of internship with 10Alytics with evidence to back it up in terms of your portfolio. So we simulate that real work environment for you to make you confident that when you get to the job, you can actually do very well. So all of this, a combination of all of this is what makes you ready within a very short time as a professional. So this is something that has taken a lot of thought. We've put a lot of thought into putting all of this together. This is something that took some people 2 years, some people 5 years, but it doesn't have to be like that for everyone. Yeah, so it goes beyond just a program for us. We just want to shorten that journey for a lot of people, help a lot of people in the Black community move into tech and do it in the shortest time possible. And our results have shown that what we are doing here actually makes sense. So now, how do we position you actually for the job market? So these I've mentioned over and over. Our guests have talked about it. But I'll just show it to you here so you can follow through on how they followed through and how they've been able to get their job interviews and of course their job at the end of it. So like I said, there's the CV review sessions. We have sessions where we help you review your CV. Yeah. So if you send out CVs, yeah, there are certain keywords that will be checked by their software to filter out. So if your CV doesn't even have the right keywords for that job, you are going to be thrown out before a human being gets to now see your CV. So the software they use itself is going to filter it out. So for you to scale through that first step, we're going to help you review your CV, where we have review sessions, where you come in, we show you professionals in the HR industry, alumni have done it before, that become your mentors also, because there's also something called body mentorship. I'm going to speak more on that also very soon. They show you what your CV should actually look like for each role you're applying for, such that you can able to scale through the first stage of the interview process, of the screening process, and get your CV to a human being to now look through it. So if you're rolling out 100 CV, it's possible that 90 of them will probably not even scale through the software system. And imagine now you being among the top 10 that gets in front of before they now call those 10 for you. There's the LinkedIn optimization. You heard Sonia's story about LinkedIn optimization and how it's positioned that in a way such that it is recruiters that found her on LinkedIn. Yeah, a lot of LinkedIn accounts are just nothing to write home about. I'm sorry to say that, but we are going to actually show you what you did, what you probably have been doing right unconsciously, and how you need to consciously continue doing those things. How you need to put yourself out there. We talked about learning in public. There are projects that you'll be doing on a weekly basis. You should be able to put out these projects out there for people to see and know they know what you're actually made of. Then, of course, those who are interested in freelancing or remote jobs, then you can check there's the Upwork optimization also, where you can actually get remote gigs, short-term gigs that you can actually work on. We also take you through sessions where we help you optimize your Upwork account. Then, of course, navigating the job market. We show you the right places to look for jobs, because there are a lot of jobs, funny jobs out there, the right places to find jobs, the right sites to register for job, job. Then again, also, there is a new thing we introduced in our classes now, the online job tracker, where we are able to help you track your jobs, how many jobs you apply for per week and all of that. You keep record of that just to motivate you. Then again, the job interview prep. I've mentioned this over and over. So if you eventually get an interview, we invite you, book a session with your facilitators, our employability partners. They are going to simulate a real life interview session with you based off what you send to us as the job description. We prepare the questions. So it's more like when you get to the interview, it's more like the HR person there is probably just repeating what we have already rehearsed with you. Then, of course, the recommendation letter that we give to our students. I always use these are some of the things that nobody else does. So I always call out the likes of the Udemy and the Coursera's when I talk about things like this. Nobody is going to give you a recommendation or reference letter saying that they can vouch for you that you actually know all of these things. So if you have attended classes, you've done projects, you've attended drop-in sessions, you've come for interview prep, of course, we'll be glad to actually tell whoever needs your reference that we can recommend you and you're good for the job. Yeah. All of this coupled with weekly mentorship sessions. These are sessions that we have weekly for students and also alumni that they can always come back and learn. Mentorship is something we take very seriously. Yeah. Mentorship can help you cut a 20-year journey into 2 years. Mentorship can help you cut a 10-year journey into 4 months. So mentorship is the foundation we built all of what we do. We want people to get there faster. So the mentorship sessions are quite very important and is open for our students to come in from time to time and learn, know what's up to do, stay up to date on what's going on in the industry. And of course, on the job support. Yeah. So when you get the job, yeah, there is this imposter syndrome that you might be feeling like, oh, maybe they would know that I'm just new in tech, or they would find out that this is my first job, blah, 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 things like that. You already got the job, yeah? You just need to build your confidence. And if by any point you need someone to fall back on, Afolabi mentioned the story about how he would still reach back out to one of us at 10Alytics to fine-tune a financial model that is, and then we're always there to help. So we still provide that support that you need, even while on the job, at least for you to get your feet on the ground and get going, push you through before you also become a senior and an executive in your role. So with all of this approach, with this 3-level approach, we can guarantee you that you get a job interview in the first month of completing our program. Yeah, this is a two-way game. Yeah, let me be honest with you. It's a two-way game. Yeah, we have intentionally structured all of these things. On your own part is your dedication, your time, the will to actually want to change your life. Yeah, it's not easy for you to even in the first place decide that, okay, I'm leaving this part of where I'm staying and I'm going to stay in somewhere else. Those are life-changing decisions. This is also a pretty serious one. It's not about you just paying the money for the course. It's about you dedicating that time, the effort, putting in the work to say that, okay, the next 4 months of my life, I want to see a change and I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do what I have to do. We have been through it. We are now showing you how you can get there. It's now left for you to now decide that, okay, if I will spare 1 hour of every day for the next 4 months to dedicate, if I will spend 3 hours of every day for the next 4 months to dedicate to transitioning, to changing my life forever, then I think it's worth it. So you should follow through on all of this that we have structured. Yeah. Then we can promise you that you start getting interviews. In fact, from the first, second class, we always encourage our students to just start applying for jobs, and just for you to get that experience. So, like I said, the internship program is something we take very seriously. Yeah. So the growth internship is just the opportunity for you to learn all that you have done in class and then do some real life projects. We have a bunch of projects that you work on, real life projects that people have used, but we just make sure we don't expose names and all of that. But these are the exact things that you would see in the work environment. Yeah. So this 1 month internship program provides you the opportunity to actually accelerate your career by giving you that work experience that you need. So you could learn somewhere else, but then do you have the work experience? You could learn somewhere else, but have you done any project? Can you say this is a portfolio? This is a bunch of work I've done. Yeah. So that internship program actually puts you in that position such that you can get real life feedback, and our facilitators will tell you, oh, okay, this dashboard that you build, this is what you should do better. So next week you're doing something that's more awesome than the last one. So the whole essence of the internship actually is just to make you stand out. Yeah. So if myself as an HR person, I see 10 CVs on my table, and 3 of them are actually very brilliant. You probably have a first class, but you do not have a portfolio, something that shows what you can do. Your first class doesn't really make sense to me. Yeah. But if you have a second class or a third class, but then you have a bunch of work that you have done on your portfolio, I would rather go for you than go for someone with a first class. So how does this work? Actually, the growth internship, we give you real life project, like I said, where you spend time learning and do your own research, personal research, bring it back to us, we give you our feedback on it and all of that, just to that you are ready and also have that experience. And all of this, the capstone project and the likes, is what would now make us confidently say, okay, we can give you a reference letter, we can recommend you. So if anybody says, okay, you say you can do this, even though you were a lawyer 2 years ago, and within 6 months, you say you are now a business analyst, who can vouch for you? Then we can say we can vouch for you because you have played your part. You have done very well attending classes, done your projects, worked on the feedback that we give you. Then we can actually say, okay, this person is good to go. There are a lot of awesome stuff around this that I'd like for you to look at once we send these slides to you later. Now, aside the internship, our layered approach to preparing you for a job, there are new additions that we just introduced this year. So there's the body mentorship this is where we bring some of these alumni that you just saw. Yeah, they come back to actually talk to students, show them what they need to do, share their journey. So this is more like a one-on-one support system that we're trying to build with our present students. So all these alumni that you just saw speak with you, they're going to show you how their journey has been and how you can also learn from them. Then also we have enhanced our internship experience. For instance, most of the courses, most of our programs have a 1 month internship. But for business analysis and data engineering, now it's 2 of internship instead of 1, just to grill you a lot more and get you ready for the job. Then finally, here is that we are partnering with recruitment agencies in the UK, Canada, and the US, and other countries, such that out of our classes, we can actually hand you over to recruitment agencies who are already looking for people with your talent. Yeah, and in this case also, like I said, we can only vouch for people that we are sure that they have been through, they've come to class, they've watched their videos, they ask questions in classes, they actually follow up on feedback that we give to them. Yeah, these are the people that we can confidently forward to recruitment agencies to help them set them up for interviews. Again, interesting story about some of our alumni. And I think at this point, I would encourage you to join our next cohort starting by February. And why you should join this is because there is a discount that we're presently rolling out for people on this call only right now on this call. Like I said, our classes are limited, and because we want to carry a lot of people along, our classes are limited 50 people. Yeah. Once it becomes 51, we'll move you on to the next cohort. So it's just for 50 people. But of those 50, we're giving a discount to the first 20. And I believe there's 20 that registers on this call. If this video gets sent to you, maybe in another day or two, I'm not sure if I can still be able to vouch for that discount. But on this call right now, in the next 24 hours, you can make your payment and then get this discount. Ideally, here is the full amount for our courses, but this discount is what we are giving out. This discount prices is what we are giving out for those on this call right now. For data analytics, business analysis, HR analytics, financial analytics, and full stack data science. If you're paying in dollars, you can pay 600. If you're paying in pounds, you can pay 500 pounds. And then if you're paying in Naira, you can pay 720. But to secure your discount, you can actually make the first payment. You can make it in two parts. You can make your first payment to secure your discount. And then in a month after you start, you can, exactly 1 month, you can make the second payment. Just make the first payment now to secure your spot. Then in the second month, I'm sorry, your first month after once you begin your class, you can balance up the second payment. For data engineering and cybersecurity, the price at the discount, ideally it should be 900, but 750 for the $750 for the discounted amount, then 625 pounds, and then 900,000 naira if you're paying in naira. I'm going to show you shortly how you can make all of these payments using this link here. Some of my colleagues are going to share the link with you on the call also. Again, let me reiterate that this discount is for the first 20, and our classes take just 50 students. Any of the classes that you see here take a maximum of 50. After 50, we move you to the next cohort. Then again, we have the Scrum Master program. Like I mentioned, personally, I feel this is Scrum Masters are going to be taking over the jobs of project managers. Yeah. So for the full amount is 450, or if you are taking advantage of the discount, you can pay 350 full payments, but then you can make your first payment at 250, then balance up $100 after your first month into the program. Yeah. So I'm going to show you now how these links work and how you can use it to make your payment. Sorry, confirm if you can still see my screen. Type in 1 in the chat if you can still see my screen.
Okay, so we can only see the slides and not the Chrome browser. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to bring that up shortly. Sorry about that. So I just want to show you how you can make the payment right now on this call and take advantage of the discount. You can make the first part payment such that you're able to secure your spot for the next coming class, which is the February course, starting on the 3rd of February. 1 second. So, okay, the enrollment center is loading up now. Okay, let me Sorry, 1 second. Let me just, I'll have to share again. Okay, so this is what the enrollment center looks like. So once you click on that link, my colleagues are going to be sharing that link with you on the chat. Once you click on that link, it brings you here to the enrollment center. Yeah. So here you can click here to get access to all the programs we have on our brochures, and you can learn more about it. Then of course, this here is a screenshot of the prizes that I just mentioned now. So once you pick a course here that you want, that you're interested in, and like I said, like I mentioned, in case you need to talk to anybody one-on-one also, you can pick one of my colleagues on the chat. Once you make your payment, you come here to upload your receipt. Then you get a confirmation email to acknowledge your payment. Yeah. But before you come here to upload, let me show you a few ways that you can make your payment. You can do a direct transfer to our UK account using this account information here. If you are paying with your card, but not in Naira, then you can use for Scrum Master, you can use this link here to make your full payment, or in case you want to make the first part payment, initial part payment for Scrum, for instance, which is $250 or £400. Yeah, you can use this link here. Then for data analytics, business analysis, full stack, data science, HR, and financial analytics, if you are paying in US dollars, you can always use this link for your first initial payment, or you use this one for your full payment. Same here for data engineering and cybersecurity. If you're paying in Naira, yeah, then you can use this link here. It takes you to our Paystack account where you can make your payment. And if you're doing a direct transfer, you can make a transfer to our Fidelity Bank account here. Then again, when you're about to make your balance payment, you can come here and use any of this link. I'll be happy to take you through this personally. I'll share my email by the end of this call for you to chat me up. I can take you through this. Or if you see anybody on this call with the name 10Alytics, you can always chat them up to take you through this process one-on-one. But first, let me just click on one of these links to show you what it looks like if you're making a payment by yourself. So for instance, I want to make a payment for data science, and I click on the part payment link. So that's loading up. So it brings you to that's loading up. So like I said, 50 people in the class for February is the maximum we are taking. First 20 gets to enjoy this discount. If you're watching this video, maybe sometime in the future, in the next week or next few days, the discount might not apply. Yeah, so it's for those that are on this call who are ready to make the payment right now and do so within the next 24 hours. Or if the 20 is still open, then good. But I believe I want to have that 20 in this call. In fact, I think some payments are already coming in already. So I think we have 2 people on this call who already made payments. So we have 18 slots ready for financial analytics, especially. Can you see my screen, please? Okay, so I guess I'll come back to this, but pretty much that's how you make your payment online from the enrollment center. Look at the course that you want to take, then decide if you're making a full payment or a part payment. Once you make your payment, then you come here and fill on this form, upload your payment details, and then we will pick it up from there. So you click on this, upload your payment details, enter your name, your payment, is it full payment or part payment, or it's your balance. But in this case, in the initial payment, then you go on next to telling us when you are going to accept the times of payment. Then again, you go on to receive your welcome kit, enter your full name, your gender, and upload your payment details and all of that. So once you make payment, you come up and fill this form to register in for the February cohort, which is starting on the 3rd of February. Yeah. So I'll go back to the slide just to hammer on a few things, and then we can call it a good night. Let me go back to. Yeah, so like I said, the discount is for the first 20. I would advise that you take advantage and begin your journey into tech. This is something you'll be glad. You thank your future self that you did. If you have any, you heard Baba Tunde mention that he literally collected a loan to make his payment for a course. And that's one of the best decisions he has made so far after trying to do a lot of learning on his own. But then he had to literally borrow money from someone to pay for the course. And today he's here to share his testimony. And I honestly appreciate his passion and enthusiasm about what 10Alytics has been able to, how the impacts we have been able to make in his life. So I would advise you to follow suit, do what you have to do, make that sacrifice, start your journey, put in the time, put in the effort, and it's something that in the next few months, you'll be thanking yourself that you did. There are a lot more testimonials here that you can take a look at your own time. People have had awesome experiences with us. 850, that's the number. Again, I'll keep repeating it. 850 people went from the classroom to their first tech job. Yeah, so it can be you also. You just have to put in the time. If you look at how much you probably been spending on education from your kindergarten days to this day, and look at if you didn't have any of those the education, compare your life on both ends. Now look at it from this point now. Imagine how much you invest in educating yourself now, getting the skills that you need to transition into tech. And if you didn't do it, yeah. So there are always two sides to the coin. But I believe you would choose the right side. These are more interesting stories, testimonials from people, messages they send to us via chat about how we've been able to inspire them. So those are videos that they sent after they've been able to chat with us online and tell us actually how we've been able to help them transition into tech. There's one interesting story I want to mention here. It's just for people who are on this course and they be like, okay, am I ready for this? I'm not. Here is Uthman. Uthman never attended any of our master classes. He didn't attend a program like this. It was his elder brother that attended the master class, and he felt like, okay, maybe I can always tell someone about this. And he decided to bring in his brother, who is in the UK, to come and learn with 10Alytics. And this guy, right out of uni, he landed a full-time job with NHS UK as a business intelligence officer. Yeah. So don't just go ahead with this information that by yourself. There is probably someone in your family, someone who is not on this call, that is going to benefit greatly and is going to thank you, forever be grateful for you for letting them know about what we are doing at 10Alytics. Yeah. So like I said, 10Alytics is not just training you. We are not like your average training centers. We're not like your average online course providers. We are training you, then preparing you for a job. Yeah, we're not just giving you the knowledge, we're giving you the right skills, giving you the right mindset for you to be able to do a job, not just learn for the sake of it. We're not teaching you to go and speak English. We're teaching you to go and get your job done, to go and do the job. Yeah. So at this point, I would like for you to be rest assured that you'll be sent this. So far, you registered on the at the attendance form. You're going to get these slides, and you can always look through them at your time, read the interesting stories that we have here, check for the updates on the sorry, check for the details for the prices, and you can make your payments. These are some of the places where our alumni is presently work, and our stories have gone far and wide. Nairametrics Business Day, Punch newspaper, talking about how we have been able to impact life. Then also I have to mention that we also have hackathons that we organize where people all around the globe get to push them, like let them understand how the Black community is actually emerging in terms of going into tech. We cannot keep going to do care jobs and going to wash plates. Yeah, you can actually do tech jobs, and we have seen people that are doing it, and it can be you also. You never know until you make that journey, you start and see how awesome it could be. So if you're ready to join us at 10Alytics to change your story, to look back by the middle of this year and say, oh, okay, I have done well for myself, I've done well for my stars, then I think you should start and begin that journey with us. This is our email here in case you need to send an email directly to us. There's a host of guys on this email that would respond to you as quickly as possible. Then you can always chat with us on these lines also, or call us directly. We'll be glad to pick up your call and answer any questions that you might have. Once again, please, the attendance sheet on this that my colleagues will be sharing with you, make sure you fill it so you can get the slides. And also you can be invited to next sessions in case you need some more clarity. So there's a clarity session on Tuesdays where we actually help you out. After you made your payment, if you're able to select the course that you want, the program you want to go for, fine. If you're not sure, just say that I am not sure, you want to talk to a professional. Then we'll be able to help you drill down, learn more about your background, and help you see the clear differences between all these courses and how you can actually join and begin your journey with one of them. So at this point, I'd like to take any questions quickly from one or two people, and we can call it a day. So are there any questions? I'll be glad to answer a few questions. Also, my colleague Brima might be able to take. Yes, this video is going to be sent to you via email. So just make sure you register on the attendance sheet that has been shared with you. Make sure you register and you get the video recording. So also the payment links will be shared with you if you're ready to make your payments on this call. Okay. So I have 16 slots left. I just got the information now that 4 people are actually made payment on this call. So the target is 20, the first 20, and once you're among the first 20, we close that loop. You might have to make the full payment to register for the next cohort. Our next cohort starts by February 3rd. So our advice that you make the first payment at the very least, to secure your spot for the next class. Okay. Yaya Ismail, you might have to fill in the form so that we can keep record of your email and so that you can receive the recording and also get more information from our team. Brima, are you with me?
All right,
So
yeah, I
if
can
there are
hear
no
you clearly.
questions, then, okay. Are there any questions that we need to answer? Do you know if?
All right, so please, if you do have a question, you can either use the raise hand icon, and then we'll address that, or you could send a message to the chat also, and then we'll pick it up from there. All right. So, okay, I believe that's already been responded to from, yeah, being I would love to know which one of the tech courses would go in line with automotive engineering. So Philip, I would recommend that you join the clarity session. All right, so we'll have like a more structured discussion with you as regards to your next course of action. Okay, that would be the best way forward. Then Chinwe, can someone pay now and start for the March course? Yes, so we always recommend that you lock in your discount, all right, because there might be changes as regards the course fees before then. So it's necessary that you lock in your discount. So all you need to do is to just send a mail, right, as regards that. And then when it's time for that cohort to start, we'll communicate with you for all of your welcome details and what you need to. So and all right. So let's see. Because I would love to, I believe, and I would like to speak to an expert because I'm not sure. So kindly fill the form. Okay. So when you're making payment, there's also the option for you to speak with an expert. All right. So Olu, let me just confirm. Oluwafemi, your hand is up. So let's have you. Let's have you.
Yes, I want to know
Yeah.
if I want to do the match cohort, how do I go about it?
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
just to lock in your discount, I advise that you make your payment now. And when you are uploading your payment details, yeah, you can now select to go for the match cohort. All right. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, just because you're on this call, the discount applies to you. Make your payment, but then when you're filling the form, you can select to start in March. All right. And in case you have any questions, then you can always send an email to inquiries@10Alytics, or in fact, I would also share my email. You can send an email to me directly, and I'll be very glad to assist you in any way I can. Yeah, I'm going to send my email to you privately. Miss Chicago Akuba, yes, the part payment has to be for the course that you're applying for. So for instance, let me share my screen again. If you're going for business analysis, for instance, or data analysis, your part payment is going to be, one second. For data analytics, business analysis, HR analytics, your first payment is going to be $450. If you're paying in Naira, 540,000 Naira. That is because the discount applies to you for being on this call. Yeah, so this is what you pay for this course. For cybersecurity and data engineering, this is what you pay. If you're paying Naira, you pay 660. If you're paying in dollars, 550. And if you're paying in pounds, 460. This is the first payment. So the second payment, you balance it 1 month into the program. Yeah, so when you start the program, after your first month, by the end of the first month, you balance up the second payment. And for Scrum Master.
Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
please go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is this. You know, you said the part payment for data analysis is 540,000. So what I was trying to say is this. What about when the person, maybe the person currently doesn't have that 540,000 like now to pay for the part payment. Can the person do lesser, then later complete? Is it not possible? That's what I'm trying to get. Must it be this 540,000 for the first payment?
So our payment is actually in two parts. So this is what you see here is actually the first payment to lock in your discount. And then this is the second payment is the 180. So we
All
probably
right, so
don't
let me
add
just
two
add
part.
to what you're saying,
Sorry?
Olawale. Okay. So let me just add to what
All
you're
right.
saying, right?
Thank
Because
you.
I believe Chicago is requesting an payment locking her discount. So what I would recommend for you, Chicago, right? I need you to send a mail to elijah@10alytics.org as regards this. All right, elijah@10alytics.org.
Okay, I'll do just
Okay, so I
that.
just
No
sent that
problem.
to you. Exactly. So just detail that, from the masterclass session that you attended today. You can also be inclusive of the date. All right, then now respond that you're interested in registering for the or rather you just specify which of the program that you want. So you mentioned data analytics. Okay, so then they'll take that up with finance and see if or rather structure your payment plan as regards locking in your discount for the course that you are registering for. Okay.
Okay, okay. I'll do that after this thing. No
All right. So
problem.
is that
Thank
good?
you.
Is that good?
So
Okay.
that's all for now.
All right. You're welcome, Miss Chicago.
All right. All right. All right then. Okay. So Oluwafemi, your hand is still up. Yeah, Miss Erika is speaking. Oluwafemi, rather. Okay.
Hello, can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes,
Yes, I can
please.
hear you clearly.
Like, how about getting a professional, more professional advice? Because I was thinking that probably I might do data analytics based on my engineering background, but this cyber security of 18, I don't know, maybe what to do. Maybe I should start with data analytics. After that, then I can do cyber security. Because my job, I'm working in a military environment, so
Okay.
I will need more professional um, advice so that I will have opportunity cost for the money I will pay. Thank you.
All right. All right. So first things first, right? We will be having subsequent sessions as regards that will provide clarity on that's data analytics and then cyber security. Okay. Then also we have something called the clarity session. All right. So you receive emails as regards that. So I want you to register for that and join in that session, because that session is tailored towards you deciding what career path is better for you, because now we have like a lot of people on the call. All right. So during your clarity session, we'll have you discuss about what's your previous background like. Okay, so what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, and how would you marry that into a particular tech skill rather that you'll be going for. Okay, so I want you to be on the lookout for those two things. That the first one is what the subsequent sessions that we'll be having, so that you can gain more clarity as regards cybersecurity and then data analytics. Then secondly, I need you to attend that clarity session. All right, so be on the lookout and do not miss out on that. Okay. Okay, so ensure that you just fill the attendance form and you get emails as regards that. Or you could also reach out to Elijah we sent the mail earlier to the chat. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Femi. Femi, you're muted if you're speaking. All right, so Chinwe, I saw your tag in the chat. So let me just take you as regards data science and then data engineering. Okay, so generally, the thing with data science and then the disparity, or if you're starting from data analytics, right? So we always tell you that, are you good? Are you interested in programming? Or because most times some persons basically do programming, so they will just stick with data analytics. right? But if you want to go the extra mile and then be inclusive of predictive analytics, right, you can be cool with data science. Now, moving on to the aspect of data engineering. Now, for you to get access to that data, you have to draw that, you have to bring it out from somewhere. Okay, so data engineer is the for creating that warehouse, right? That's your extract, your transform, and then your load process, right? In ensuring that the data is in the right format. Now, in terms of technicalities, right? Your data engineering is more, or let's say, is a bit more technical compared to data science. All right. So now both courses are beginner friendly. It now depends on what, on your strengths, on you being intentional that, oh, I want to follow through with this. All right. Now let me mention again, in terms of technicalities, data engineering is actually more technical. Okay. Considering the diversity of tools that you'll be using. All right. And in terms of the programming aspect too, okay, compared to data science. So it now depends on you. Do I want to go for data science and then just be limited, or rather I would be specified to predictive analytics and then machine learning and NLP and computer vision, or I want to go through other aspects, right, in terms of data warehousing, in terms of API integration and data extraction and the rest. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Chinwe. So another thing is I need you to attend a masterclass session, all right, on data science and data engineering. Okay, because you know we emphasize on all of our courses being beginner friendly. So from the bigger picture, it might look so complex and so overwhelming, right? But when you go into the nitty-gritty, like you're learning from the basics, right? It is not going to be so hard. So I don't need you to be scared. Okay. I don't need you to be scared or start thinking about your life. No, 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 no. I need to settle down, right? Look at the two programs. So what exactly is my interest and then aligns with my goals? Because remember, you really want investing your time and resources for the next couple of months. Okay, so it should be what you are solely interested in. All right. So Anissa, so we've responded to Femi, Chinwe. Anissa, let's have you. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so you can proceed.
Okay, hi. I was just wondering,
Yeah, hi.
because you said that you invest your time. I just want
Yeah.
to know how the courses run. Is this something that like I can work with, like sometimes my school, my family, and everything? I can balance it out. Like, how does the classes run? Is it every day, or is it only the weekends, or is it the weekdays? Because I really want to pay as soon as possible, but I just
Okay. So I believe you were on the call when Babatunde mentioned that he had two jobs plus him being married, and then he had to learn also. Okay, so the way the program is structured, right? We know that you have a busy week and then the normal travels of life. Okay, so how it is structured is you get your live sessions, your live classes, that's the access to your facilitator, that you having your practical case study sessions, right, on weekends. So now that is now dependent on the course that you are going for. Okay, so for some of our programs, right, you only have classes on Saturdays, while you now get practice videos, while for others, right, you get classes both on Saturdays and Sundays. So there's a link, a main stack link that is at the bottom of the payment details. All you have to do is click on it. So Olawale gave like a brief overview of how to access that link. Then click on book yours, right? So it's going to take you to all of our training programs and give you like a breakdown of what you'll be doing. But note, all of your classes happen during weekends, okay? And they are recorded. So aside your weekend classes, you have sessions within the week also. Okay, so you have your mentorship sessions. That's we have, like, Olawale also mentioned your body mentorship session. That's the new initiative that we are including for this year. So we have these participants like Fola, like Sonia, like Babatunde, like Afolabi come speak to you. That is now specific to your tech skill. Okay, so we have like a data scientist that has finished from data science program, gotten a job, come speak to the data science students. So that's the aspect of your body mentorship program. All right. Now your CV review sessions and then your LinkedIn optimization sessions. Okay, so those happen within the week, but it is not, let's say, every week. But your mentorship session is every week. Okay, so now peradventure you are at work or you have like a very, very busy schedule and you cannot meet up, all of your sessions are recorded. And it's something that you could just plug in your AirPods on your earphones and then you're, let's say, having your choice or you're doing something else and you can listen in. Okay, because that's what counts. You getting that knowledge that counts. So majorly, all of your classes happen during the weekend. But during the week, right, that's where your mentorship session, your drop-in session comes into play. Okay, so this fits into your schedule. And also dependent on the course that you are going for, we have 2 time zones, the morning session and then the evening session. So you now have to, if you, let's say, decided on the program that you want to go for, you now have to check your schedule because the morning session is for those in Europe, that's using Nigerian time, and then BST, that's UK time, right? While the evening session is for those in North America and the rest in Canada. Okay, so you now need to, based off your schedule, working, and then with family and the rest. So which one is suitable for me? All right, and then you make that decision. Okay, so you just have to communicate with us what you want, and then we'll process your work on materials and then ensure that you're in the right Google Classroom and have your onboarding materials. Okay, so is that good, Anissa? Are you good?
Yes, that helps a lot. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So we'll be looking forward to having you in class. And then again, you could also opt for the clarity session. Okay, so we can have like a more detailed discussion as regards this. All right. Okay, so I believe we responded to Femi, Anista, Chinwe. Okay, so if we have more questions, let's send this to the chat. If not, we'll be bringing this session to a close. Okay, so I believe that from the beginning of the session that we have learned a lot because trust me, this is all for you. That's just the truth. Okay, so there's this popular saying that your whatsoever skill or whatsoever technique that you've learned, you cannot come and take my Python skills away from me or Excel. No, you cannot, right? It's something that I have for myself. So what I just need to do is with current trends and then updates that are happening in the industry, I still have to upskill. Okay, so that's the same thing for you, right? So you are at the beginner level. Okay, it is now just for you to be consistent and intentional about climbing up and acquiring the skills that are relevant. Okay, so situation, I need the link for the payment to send direct to me. So that's the main stack link. Okay, so just click on it. Let me find that again. Yeah. So just click on it and then it takes you to this side. All right, so I just sent it again, Chinwe. Just click on it and then you'll be able to access all of the resources that you need. So we've sent emails. So Elijah also sent inquiries at 10Alytics.org. Rather, so just send a message, just send a mail, and we'll be there to assist you. But all you need to do when you click on that main stack link, just be patient, right? There's the aspect of you making a direct transfer, that's if you're in Nigeria, or you could make your card payment, so anyone works. Okay, but ensure that you upload your proof of payments. Okay, so we can now certify or we can now confirm that you are registered with us, and then we proceed to sending out your onboarding materials. Okay, so in the absence of nothing else, we are coming to the end of today's session, and a reminder that we have the discount for the first 20 persons, because when it's like few days to the 3rd of February, we get like a lot of inflows, right? In terms of messages of persons wanting, asking, okay, do we still have a discount? Is there a way? No, there's no way because we gave you this opportunity now. All right, so I'm going back to my message, or rather going back to what I mentioned earlier. All right, you just need to be intentional and deliberate about your growth. That's just the truth. Nobody's going to make that decision for you. Okay, you just have to make that for yourself and then proceed to learn. All right, so that's all from my end. So Olawale, do you have something to add before we call it?
Yeah, I think we pretty much cover everything. You just have to be intentional about this. Imagine yourself in the next 6 months. Where do you want to be in the next 8 months? It took some of these people that you've seen about 4 months of intentionality to transition into tech and change their stories forever. So it could be you also. So I think you should just take advantage of the opportunity, the discounts you're giving out now, and join the February cohort, and see you in class.
All right. So thank you very much, Olawale. So thank you to everyone for staying till the end of this session. So long you fill the attendance form, you get access to all of the resources that we have used today. All right, and you could also reach out to us for any inquiries or messages. Okay, so cheers, guys, and have a lovely evening or afternoon or morning, depending on your time zone. I hope we learned a lot today.
Hello, sorry. Can I
Yeah,
ask a question quickly, please? Sorry, before you close the session.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay, I was going to ask, the account details sent here is for all the courses. You just have to put the course you're paying for in the statement, is that it? There's an account details in the chat.
Yes.
Is it the same account for all the courses? You just have to specify which course you're paying for.
Yes, when you are uploading your proof of payment. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's it. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So Leo Computers, your hand is up. Let's have you call it a day. You said if you're speaking Leo Computers, right? Let's have you before we call it a day. Or could you send a message to the chat if you're having issues with unmuting? Okay, so I believe this is where we'll call it a day. So I don't know if Leo is available to respond, but you could also send us a mail and then we'll take it up from there. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for staying to the end of this call. For you to stay to the end of this call, that means that you actually want to make that change. All right, so the attendance link, we'll just copy that. Let me find that and then paste it again. Okay, so it was sent multiple times, but let me just send that. So Leo, I believe you're available to speak now. Yeah, you can proceed. Okay, sorry, I cannot hear you. Yeah, you can go on. You can proceed. I can barely hear you. So if it's possible for you to send a message via the chat, or you can speak up, let's see which one works. Well, I don't know if it's just me, but I actually cannot hear you.
I can't hear you middle.
Oh, okay. So Leo, if it's possible for you to send a message to the chat so we can take that up before we end this session.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Oh,
right,
sorry,
so
I didn't know you're actually talking to me. Sorry, my system is showing you. I'm Charity by name. Sorry, the issue I was facing, I think I've resolved it. I was trying to upload my receipt of payment, but I've been able to observe I've done that already, so I don't have much problem.
All right. So welcome to 10Alytics, and we are looking forward to having you in class for this course. Okay. So you could reach out to us or send us a mail rather if there's any inquiry you want to make as regards your session. All right. So that'll be all. Yeah. So that'll be all from my end. Okay. So Olawale, is there anything else before we call it today?
I think think we're good to go. So please feel free to send a message, email, or send us a message on WhatsApp, and someone will be happy to attend to you. Okay, one last thing. Let me just drop in my own personal email. You can always reach me also at any time. I'll be glad to assist you in any way that I can in terms of your payments, onboarding. So that's my personal email in the chat. You can copy that too and send me a personal email. I'll happy to respond. All right, thanks everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day, your night, your morning.
All right, so have a lovely evening, everyone.